Good afternoon, good people.
Hey y'all.
How's everybody doing today?
Hi
I'm good.
guys.
On this good old Saturday afternoon, we are here. I meant to post that I was going across the street to BSB's house, but I forgot. So we are at BSB's house. Thank you for having us live and in person to discuss, not tussle, not fight. We're gonna discuss the problems. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be the moderator. I'm gonna try my best today not to get my feelings and have to tussle none. But we are here with my Isha the Shishi Crusader, First Lady Carmichael, aka Jazz's sister. Allegra is just here. She's just Allegra today, and Miss
I'm on
Key
Ayana duty.
and showing the Yana duty. And y'all know me, Joss Renee, aka Indie Love, aka Juggy's girl, aka Jakeem's wife now. Why? What? What is going on in this world today? Anyway,
Juggy's ex.
Juggy, we don't want him to get sick again. We don't want him to get sick again.
Woo! Breaking that man heart. Breaking his heart.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Hey, y'all. I don't know if y'all can go back and do it because I cannot see who is who. I see all of the hellos. But I can't see nobody's name. Do y'all see anybody's names?
Not on
I
our
s-
comments.
not
We
on
only
my
Okay, I
phone. I
can.
see
our
I
everybody's
had
name.
to I had to log on my iPad. I see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
because
you
we
haven't
didn't
given
Yeah.
know.
Premium permission,
So
it doesn't show your
I
name.
see my baby Sandra, I see Khalees, I see Jennifer, Rhonda,
Right, but we
Keithia,
don't see their
Joanna.
names on
Y'all
the
gotta
comments.
y'all have to do it on another like go in through
Right.
your page through BSB page.
Yeah, we didn't send that stream your permission link out.
I didn't
That's
because
what
I
happened.
didn't
Yeah.
I didn't schedule it. So
Oh well. It's okay. We'll shout out who it is once we see it. But
Just
thank
type your name in the
y'all.
comments or
Yeah,
something.
before you comment, that's a great idea. Put who it is. I know by the comment, I probably already know who it is. But hey,
yeah.
y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so. It's been a while. We haven't been here since Asmir.
Like 6 months.
No, we
Hmm.
came with Asmir. That was the last time we were here. We haven't had my since we talked about grace. So we started this series out with mercy, and Lord have mercy. He gave us some grace, and now we're about to deal with this promise. We're gonna deal with it. We're gonna deal with it. We're gonna deal with it.
No,
So
we already accepted and dealt with the promise. Maisha has to deal with the promise.
Oh, and let me tell y'all real quick. Today is sponsored by y'all can't really see my shirt, but by I'll bring it down. Don't worry about all of this here, but it's sponsored by don't yeah, don't,
I love
yeah.
that shirt.
By Mauve
Oh,
and Blakewood State University. I was a state, yeah, what at Blakewood University. That is who our sponsors
Woo!
are today. Don't
let
worry
me
about
tell y'all
it.
something too.
They're gonna be gone soon, y'all. Y'all gonna be like, who that? Who that? Yeah.
Let me tell
Um,
y'all something too that I heard on the radio today.
What
For
you heard?
everybody that's out there listening, today is National Pullout Day.
Wow.
So
Whoa!
F them
You celebrate
kids.
that one.
Yes,
I'm
F them
done.
kids and pull out today. And that's all I got.
I'm not.
Woo!
I can't.
Y'all, hold on. The queen is leaving me a message. Let me see if she's trying to pop in. I don't know. Give me,
Ooh.
no. Let me see. She has something to do. So she's leaving me a message. Give me one. Y'all go ahead and talk. Give me a second. Let me see what she's
Go
saying.
ahead and see what that message is. So we're gonna do this with decency and order tonight, as long as I can. Cause girl, I
Because
got
we
so
know
much
that ain't
tea
going to last
for y'all.
long.
I got
Yeah.
so much tea for y'all. Me and Babe were talking about this last night. And shout out to my girl Monica. This is my birthday shirt. But anyway, yes, we have so much so much to discuss with y'all regarding my brother, Jazz. So many sisters out here now,
The worst human being ever, Lord.
as I was saying.
Wouldn't he much be a distant cousin? I swear.
The issue is forgiveness is key. So we're going to start there
Yeah.
today, all right? As we're going into the season,
Mhm.
we need to understand forgiveness is important. Don't be bringing up old shit.
Oh no, we're gonna bring up some old shit. We're
Yes,
gonna bring up
Yeah,
some
we
we
old shit.
definitely gonna bring up some old, but also I just want to be clear. I do not forgive. God does, and I'll leave it in His hands.
Woo!
However,
Satan
how-
has spoken.
however, this book, I think, and I just want to be clear, y'all. I'm not here today to convince anybody to like anybody or not. I'm just telling you what's in the book that I think some people conveniently skip over to suit their opinions of how they feel about certain characters. So that's all I'm here to do. That's why I said I'm not going to argue because I'm right, because the words are there. I'm not arguing today.
Well, I'm gonna argue because I don't got no
Oh,
bottles to
Lord.
not cross nobody's head, so I'm gonna argue. I'm here to
And
be a crusader for Shishi. Here to be
well,
a
first of
crusader
all,
for Shishi.
let me just say this. You won't need to argue if you stick to the facts and not to your opinion or to the thoughts of what you
Yeah.
wish would have happened.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Let's go.
Your girl stuck around. That's all I'm gonna say. She stuck around. See,
I'm gonna start this off and say
what
that
you gonna do?
this was a wonderful book.
Yes, it was.
I got everything I needed out of this book. I got
Yes, it
everything
was.
I was expecting out of this book because Maisha act like she wasn't expecting them to be together in the end. So that's what I read the book for. I read this book.
I probably am still traumatized. I'm traumatized.
I
Let's go.
started with page 1 of Grace,
Not trying to.
Mercy. I started with page 1, knowing that the very last page in book 3 was gonna be a happily ever after, and these people was gonna be together. And that's all I
That
gotta
sucks for
say. Go ahead.
Shishi.
That's
She
it.
deserves
No.
so much better.
So
She
are we
deserves
gonna
better.
start or whatever? Because I wanna address that comment.
Well,
Hold on. Oh no, I'm about.
I wanna address that comment. She deserves so much better. It's something I've heard a few times in the
that
chat.
must
And
be.
again,
I already knew who that was.
I say I'm not sure which book y'all was reading where y'all think that they are not in fact the same damn person, but Jazz has a violent tendency. I will give him that. He has a violent issue. So I'm not even going to discredit that. But they are the same person. She doesn't deserve better because that's not what she wanted. She wanted Jazz. Okay? She wants him. Period, point blank. And that's just the end of the story. I know y'all don't like it, but that's who she wants. And that's who he wants. And the whole third book was frustrating to me because I knew that. So why y'all adding extras and doing all this extra stuff when at the end of the day, you want her and he wants you? That was the whole problem. So
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Oh, I hate that we can't see.
Who's saying what?
Khalees
I
said
can
that.
see.
Say
Who
LB.
said
That's
what?
probably
Said that?
Khalees. Yeah, that's
Who
probably
said
Khalees.
that was
what?
Khalid.
Okay, the
Listen, I
first
told you
comment
just
was
like what they
AG.
say. Well, we know who that was. She gonna come talking about he. I don't appreciate you, AG. Come talking about because he admitted. I didn't read that part.
When
And
did
don't
he
show me
admit
the
that?
receipt.
Girl,
When did
yes, he did. He
I have
admitted that
no
he
idea.
manipulated her to get what he wanted, like clearly, clean,
I ain't read
black and
that.
white. So that,
He admitted that he kept
He did
Ava
admit that.
around. He
no,
did
he
keep
didn't.
that. He did.
And I have,
He did.
But guess
I
what?
have,
That's
I
not
have those pictures.
manipulation, y'all. What do y'all define
Oh
as
my
manipulation?
God, Lord, y'all changing definition. Okay, let's go. He
That is
He
manipulated
did.
the
Well, no,
situations to get what he
they
wanted.
both
Oh,
they both did.
They
They both did. And I'm gonna tell y'all how. They both manipulated situations. There's a part of the book, and that's why it's weird how much y'all go up for her and not admit
And
that
I'ma
she's
go
manipulative
up.
too.
I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna go
She
up
talked
to the
about
elevator to the top floor, penthouse suite.
somebody recommended her some book or something like that, or a person she spoke to that discussed about pussy power. So when she found out that Jazz had Josie, now all of a sudden she's doing certain things. She's reminding him of babies and stuff like that
She
because she
was
wanted to
talking
be
about that
clear
before
that her
Josie.
pussy.
Before
It's in the word.
Josie.
I highlighted it and added notes.
Go ahead.
That's
Break the
what
highlight. Take a
y'all.
picture. Write it down. She still
She
was
Okay,
on it
okay,
before
wanted to
okay,
Josie.
be
okay.
sure
We
that she
gotta, we
still
got
had pussy power over him.
everybody can't talk at the same time. We could all sing together. We can't talk together.
That's
So
it.
this ain't the
I'm
view. So
Whitney
let
Houston.
everybody be able to, voice their opinion. Go ahead, Kima. Then I'm gonna let the She Crusader rebuttal.
Right. So what I'm saying is she was manipulating that situation too. She didn't care so much about Josie as being somebody, but she wanted to prove that she could have Jazz whenever she wanted to because she still had that pussy power over him. And that's period. And it's in the book. It's clearly in the book, written in those exact words. So my thing is she's just as manipulative. Every time she brought up having another child, that was a manipulation. And he did it too. He did it to her and she did it to him. And it got on my nerves. But the fact is, they're no better than one another. Just because she's not knocking people out does not make her better than him. They're
Well, let me
actually the
say this,
same person.
Kima, to respond to the second baby. I don't call that manipulation. Not me. I don't call it manipulation. To me, it was totally inappropriate. It was her basically trying to I don't even want to say use a baby, but it was her wanting to hold, right? Her just trying to make sure she could stay close. Like she it basically just kind of keep him in the pocket as long as she could. She wasn't trying to sway his reasoning or decisions one way or another. Because I don't know, like I said, I don't know how y'all see manipulating, trying to get people to do things the way you want them to do it. But not all of his actions were that way. It may have influenced a little,
Mm.
a little.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, my go.
It's like I just can't believe the words that are coming out your mouth right now. Like I saw a woman who needed to get in where she fit and she had no idea where she belonged. She was lost. That's the book I read. Where it started, she felt like she was missing something. She couldn't quite put her finger on it. She was not happy. She was not happy with the way her life was going. She wanted to make changes to that. Jazz was I'm not gonna say convenient, but that's where her heart led her. I didn't agree. I thought he was a piece of shit. But if that's what she wanted, then that's what she wanted. But I don't think it's I did these. She as the book starts and she's literally walking in the rain. She told the bodyguard don't even put umbrella over her because she's just so much sorrow. Like the rain actually soothed her. Like she was playing with toys and trying to make things connect, and it just wasn't for her. I don't see where that was manipulating something she wanted to work on getting her family back, and that's what she did. I don't call that manipulation because she didn't have any control. She felt she didn't have control over it. Everything was Jazz had the final say, and it's just like she always said, and I heard Kima say something about pussy power. She always felt every time her and Jazz had sex, it was on his accord. It was him. He had to give permission. She was never the one to give him permission. He always gave her permission. And that's in the book too. Like I could pull it up. So I don't understand what you mean with, she was trying to manipulate the situation or whatever. The way the book started out, you can see she was missing something. That's what she was missing.
Okay, so let me read it to you right here.
My
She
hand was
says,
up. My hand was up. Wait.
oh, go ahead.
Rhonda
Kim
Richardson made a comment.
Kima pulled out the book, baby.
Oh, I
Because
got it too. She
We're
can
gonna
pull
let her
out
go
the
back.
book.
We're gonna let her go back to the book, but wait, keep Rhonda Richardson. I'd like for her comment to come up. The manipulation when she told him on the way to the airport that she was pregnant and having an abortion, which I know we found out much later in the
Come
book.
on. All right.
But she literally gave him no opportunity to address that situation, right? That was disappointing to me. Now, I'm going to say this about the abortion situation. I don't disagree with her. First off, as a woman, it's just me, y'all. This is just me. As a woman, it is my choice, right?
Exactly.
I get it. He went half on it. I get it. But it's my body that's going to go through the changes. It's my life is ultimately going to affect for the next 9 months. So it is my decision. However, when you pop your little ass around without their commitment, you still not ready to give no commitment. Now, this is one of many situations they dealt with, but since we're talking about manipulation, right? She says so randomly, let's have another baby.
Yeah, I ain't like that.
What in the hell?
I
Who does
don't
that?
understand how. And
What's your
at that
thoughts on
time,
that, Shy?
her child
I'm
wasn't
sorry,
even much.
mine.
Her child wasn't even much a year old, and I've been in that situation before. I've aborted a child before. I've been pregnant twice. TJ is the only one I went through it, and that's a sensitive situation, especially for me. I was not ready. It was not up to my baby daddy.
I don't
It was
disagree
not.
with
You
you.
asked. You asked.
No,
It
I'm
was not
asking
up
you
to
what's
my
your
Let her
baby
thoughts.
daddy. It was
Allegra, I
not
mean,
up to
Ayana,
my
let her
baby
finish.
daddy to decide that. This is me. I have a child still in Pampers, not even walking. At that point, she was on the road all the time. She was not home. She was pursuing a career. It was her decision. He would have pursued. That's the thing. He would have persuaded her to have the baby. That's not what she wanted. That's not what she wanted. You can't make anybody have. And the thing is, as soon as they have it, it's oh, you wanted this. You know, it's a lose lose situation. Not including the father. Yes, you know, it's a bit. Jazz is a great father. I'm not going to take that away from that. He is. But am I ready to be somebody's mother again? I have to carry this baby. I have morning sickness. I have mental health I have to deal with. My emotional health I have to deal with. That's something as a mother, I don't think anybody should question. I don't even much think he should question, especially somebody who sees her situation. You see her out on the road. You see her not even with the child she already has. And the first thing people will say is, well, you chose to have this baby. That was her choice. That was her choice. And I
This is
felt she made
this
the right
is
decision at that time.
this
That
is
was her
my
child was not even one.
You
this
didn't
is my
answer the
this is
question
my
though, that I asked. I'm sorry,
this
Josh.
this is my stance on it. You're right. She had every right to do what she wanted to do with her body. I think for him, this is my opinion. I think for him, it was the way that it was brought to him, the way it was said. We're at the airport. We've been together all week long. We've been like somebody put in the comments. They been sleeping together all week long. I think for him, it was like, well, you didn't want one then. Why do you want one now? And I'm not going to entertain that conversation. There was so much that had to be said and done and fixed between the two of them before they could even talk about having another baby at that point.
Can you
Yeah, but
put
that
can you
wasn't
put
the thing. She
Martha's
was talking
comment?
about the abortion right then. She wasn't talking about
No,
afterwards. She said
No,
that was the question. The question
she
was about
said,
her being manipulative with that, not talking to him. Not that was what the question was about.
but she
Pull
also
it up
said
again.
that it was unfair for her to bring up having another baby. And to add on to that, to what Josh said and Ayana said, I also agree that I am pro-choice 100%. I am pro-choice. I'm not pro-life. I'm not for abortion. I'm not against abortion. I am pro-choice. Whatever a woman needs to do to take care of herself. Maisha, you mentioned that she did that. She wasn't ready. You know, she
She
was just
wasn't.
starting her career. She was just starting her career when she brought up having another baby.
No, she wasn't. She had
Yeah,
actually
yes.
reached the
No, she was
pinnacle of
not.
dance. No, she reached the pinnacle of dance truth. She was saying that they had won. What I forgot the name of the show. Like that was the
Yes,
highest thing you can read. You can win for a dance troupe. Like she and the
but
thing
she was
is,
still
it
touring, Maisha.
the thing
She was still
the thing
touring.
the thing is with that. I'm not saying she's going to still tour. At that moment when her child was not even one, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all talking about it's selfish for her when she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. You can't
I
make
don't think
somebody be
None
ready.
of us ever
I don't
said that
think
was
I'm
selfish.
not saying it was selfish of her
Not
to
one
have
of
the
us said
abortion.
that.
I'm
I'm
reading
saying it was
comments. I'm reading the
the
comments.
delivery. It was the delivery. And this is my thing for me. And I'm saying it again. I do not dislike Shishi. I don't hate Shishi. I ain't no Shishi hater. So whoever want to say that, whatever. My thing is this: they both need to be held accountable for their actions. I've always said that. It was her
Period.
delivery to him. Just like his delivery to her for a lot of stuff wasn't always right. A lot of times it
Absolutely.
wasn't right. But it was her delivery of the situation to me as to why there was so much issue about it. And I do believe
And
you, Ma. I believe you, Ma. He was going to try to convince her not to
He
have
would have.
it. Oh, definitely, definitely, because that wasn't what.
And it has nothing to do with, to me, him being the man of God and the man of faith. That was who he wanted. Like, she was the end all for him. Of course he would want her to have another one of his children. I don't think it was like people say his faith and all that. That's another thing. But as far as he was saying finally, like, and I read something, and I don't know if I highlighted it, but it was like he felt like they wasn't, not going to say they were ready for another child, but right then he felt like finally, like, it's coming together. I think he wanted that. He wanted the family thing, and she wasn't ready. And the thing is, things change. I mean, your thought process can change in 6 months, 6 years. Some people is different, but right then in that moment, she wasn't ready. I don't think that was
Leave
selfish.
that up, Josh. Leave that up.
I'm gonna comment on it.
Because I
There
want to
is no.
comment
I'm
on it
not gonna
too.
say there's an appropriate way. It was so you're whoever this is saying it was okay for her
That's
to say
Sandra
it.
Yvonne.
We've been together all
Yeah,
this time. We've been together all week long, and you wait till we on the tarmac to tell me that. I'd have an attitude too. We had all week to talk about it. All
I
week,
don't think
not on
she
the
wanted
tarmac.
to. But then he surprised her. I don't think that trip was planned. He surprised her.
But we
And
still
that's
had all week to talk
I
about it. That's
I
all I'm
I
saying.
I,
So
I
when you say
understand that,
what is
but
the appropriate way to tell somebody, I don't know what your appropriate way is. Whatever works for you, I'm saying he had a right to have his. You cannot dismiss anybody's feelings. Y'all want to just dismiss how he felt. You want us to dismiss how she
I
felt.
didn't.
Not, I'm not okay. Not my. Some people want to dismiss his feelings like this is not still a person. They're both human beings. They both got feelings. So I don't know what an appropriate way is for that particular person. All I'm
I
saying was it was the delivery. That's all I'm saying. Now I want to. I'm. Let me be quiet before I click.
So if I
On
may,
on
I just want
on
wait,
that
hold on. Let me chime in real
topic.
quick, y'all. Let me chime in real quick. When it comes to that, I have no issues with that abortion. If we're gonna be completely honest, I don't think they should have had Chi Chi. I'm just gonna put that out there. That was such a bad decision on their part. I'm glad she's here, but that baby shouldn't have been, because they don't know each other well. They haven't had any discussions, any of that. But she's here. We can't do anything. So she made her choice the second time. I didn't agree with how she told him either, because like I said, if y'all are adults, have adult conversations, and you could have told them when you were somewhere where tensions are not high. When you go into an airport, you're busy, you're trying to do this, you're trying to do that, whatever the case may be. That's not the time to drop, hey, you know what, I'm having an
I
abortion.
think that's what
Like,
she wanted to do it though. Like, I'm
okay,
not
well
trying
then
to be
that's
funny. I
fine.
think,
And
yeah, I
he
think
has
that's.
the right to feel the way he wants. But
Mm-hmm.
my point is, I don't care about that. A woman's right to choose is just that. Men are allowed to have their feelings about the situation, because we're all allowed to process our own griefs our own way. And I'm not going to discount that. But at the end of the day, a woman makes a choice. But my problem with Shishi was, why do you keep bringing up a sibling and a baby? Like, that's what Ayana started the conversation with, of sibling and a baby, when y'all haven't even discussed
Your
the
issues.
feelings surrounding that abortion at that point. That
not
to
only the
me was selfish.
feelings, not only the feelings, but you're still not ready to commit to what a relationship,
Exactly.
to marriage. This man
That's
said,
not.
like Demetrius pointed out, he said he didn't want to be a baby daddy, which is what she accused him of. I mean, that's it's my bad. I shouldn't have brought that up. But anyway, again, it's one of those situations where you're still not willing to commit to being a spouse, but you want me to give you another baby after
No,
you
no,
just
no. I think at that time she was she was
I
ready.
think
She
she was,
wanted
But
no.
but it's
her
not
being
about
she
her
was
ready
just
ready,
doesn't.
being
ready. I
ready.
don't know if she was ready, ready. I do believe that she was evolving. She was
Yeah,
coming to grips with
she wanted that.
what
Like
she
that's what I'm
wanted.
saying. When she wanted him and that, like literally, this lady proposed to him. Like she want, like when the book starts, she starts talking about her life is empty. She's missing something. She realizes it's Jazz or whatever, and I think she realized that before the cruise, or before they even, I'm sorry, calling the cruise, Lord, before they even went on that trip to the yacht, she was realizing that's what she wanted. So I think if he had asked her to marry, even at Shishi's party, if he had asked her to marry her right then and there, she would have said yes. Like the way the book started, that's what she wanted. She was missing her family. She felt like she was a third wheel. She wanted that.
But did she ever tell him that?
And that's the thing. I'm not saying the communication was out in the open for her. Maybe she didn't know how to. But if you read the book, she was ready. She really
But
was ready.
but my thing is, I agree with that. I agree that she was ready, but she never said anything. Just like he wanted to be with her, and he never said anything. They were ridiculous.
Can y'all put up
They
Sandra's comment, please?
Of course
they
not.
were ridiculous with their
I don't know what
communication.
her comment is. What's her comment?
But
She wanting another baby was her trying to fix what she felt broke them.
But
Yeah.
that's not an excuse to me. My thing is y'all have not had an adult conversation since y'all had Siobhan. Like even before Siobhan, really, y'all just been living off vibes and sex, and you know what I'm saying. And now you facing the consequences of just vibes and sex. And
Yeah,
now it's time
I
to
agree.
get real as parents and have a conversation about where are we actually going. Yes, we were pissed at each other. You made your choices, you made your choices, but where is this going before we both move on? That never happened because they were too busy playing games with one another.
I think that's standard for LBU. You know, we can't just get to the nitty gritty right then and there. We gotta drag it out. We gotta want to fight. We
Right.
gotta want to put
But
on the
then
Vaseline. You know, we gotta
no, I loved
step
it.
back. You
What
know,
I'm saying is, y'all are just making one person out to be like the bane of existence and ignoring the fact that she played into it as well. There were things that she contributed. There was things that she played into, and she played her own games as well. So let's hold them both accountable for the nonsense and not just one over the other. That's just been my whole point.
say the last part again. I hear you.
I said, let's hold them both accountable for their parts in the
Absolutely
nonsense.
not. Absolutely
See,
not. She was
that's your
innocent in this
problem.
whole thing. This is what I'm going to get to. I'm glad we're here today. I'm going to point out all the times where Jazz was just the worst person in the world. I'm ready. Let's go.
And I'm gonna mute
Start it.
you. You better not. I'm
Let's
gonna
start it.
mute you.
Let's start it. I'm ready.
I can't with
I'm
y'all because that's how it be. I was reading the comments because I finished after all of y'all, right? So I took my time. I read the comments both before and after I finished the book, and I was just like, we got to be reading the different books, and I realized we are. We all read a different book. We all took
We
our
sure
experience.
did. We
We
sure
all took
did.
our experiences and our biases and we placed them into these two characters. And that's what makes Hate It or Love It. That's what makes a good fucking book and a good fucking author, because when you can get so immersed in the characters to actually feel hatred or feel love or whatever, then whether you like the end result, for me as an author, I think the author did their job.
Let me tell you, Love
Bravo.
Belvin traumatized me with this book. I am still, you know,
Because
I've
you
read
saw
this
words
book
that weren't
over and
there,
over
baby.
again, but I'm just like, to me, this is the most traumatized I've ever been after reading book 3 of a series.
I can't
Maisha, did
with you.
love
I really
traumatize you or
am.
did you traumatize yourself?
No, it
Because
was the
baby, I keep
author.
telling y'all
She said
that
it was
No,
the
from
the
book
author.
author. It
one,
was the
book
author,
one,
man.
Maisha, you knew these people was gonna be together in the end. From book one, you knew this. So why could you not
It
get
was
your
the
mind together?
you did not do love this way and say it was the author that
It was
traumatized
the
you.
author that traumatized me.
I
I hope
don't
that was
know.
it.
So these
So
characters
dramatic.
didn't have their own acts. So let's talk if we can. Let's talk about the relationship as a whole. So I recall in our spoilers there was some discussion about how y'all felt like Jazz went over the top with with the outcome for these guys. At one point, I genuinely felt, and let me tell you, I was the one saying, "Nah, they brought that on themselves, right?" Even though I can see that as a manipulation tactic, and it was because it kind of controlled the outcome she was trying to avoid. I will say that she didn't want nobody getting their ass whipped or losing their life behind her. However, each situation I can see touching his ego, right? First of all, I told your ass not to come back around, and you testing me. So that between him and Austin, I got that. But he didn't have to choose that time, that day,
While he
that
was
moment.
on a date. Mm.
That
So
listen, that
yeah,
was absolutely wrong. That was
that
Oh,
was
wrong.
wrong.
absolutely.
While he was on a
He was
date.
way out of line.
This man gave her Chi Chi's tablet to entertain. Do you understand? He thought this girl was a toddler. He gave her a tablet to entertain herself while he was gone for 45 minutes.
But see,
Like,
Listen,
and
she
the
had to
fact
lost
that
her
she
she had to
wasn't,
lost her mind. Cause guess what?
the fact that
listen.
Wait,
Tell
okay,
y'all
wait.
something,
Who is this that said if she deserves another ninja, then y'all should read another Arthur?
Sarah.
I love you. Whoever said it, I love you. Thank you. But go ahead, continue on.
Can I tell y'all something? I had to like address my own toxicity at this point, but I didn't give a damn. I was like, beat his ass, Jazz, beat his ass. I did not care because let me tell y'all something. Sometimes I think we forget that when street niggas are street niggas, they do street nigga shit. So if he said to Austin, it's on site. And if he said it's on site, if you see Shishi again, that means on site. I think over the years with love and hip hop, we sort of diluted the word on site. But on site means when I see your ass. And he beat his ass. And Austin was talking tough in Costa Rica and was like, oh, I got my niggas too. Well, you didn't have them that day. Because you got
Why
your
was he
ass
hiding behind
beat.
the curtains in Costa Rica though? The nigga was low key
Didn't
hiding
say
in Costa
that.
Rica. He was not like big and
Okay,
bold
we're
out
talking
there.
tough
He
to
didn't expect
Shishi.
Jazz to see that.
But Jazz did have audacity when he said, I was going to let you fuck other niggas. Because now my petty is kicking in. Now, if I was Shishi, it was like, oh, really? Okay, then. And then when I go and put this, you know what, on somebody's mustache and send you a
He was
picture,
gonna
I'm
kill
wrong,
him.
though. See,
Well,
that's
He was
how
gonna
she
kill
should have
him.
guess
handled
what?
it.
That would have
He
been
was gonna
on
kill him.
them. That would have been on
He
him.
gonna
Them
kill
She
and
didn't
got
do
But he
that
would have
shit
killed
right
him.
anyway. Cause I would have said you was gonna let me fuck them other niggas. Bitch, you wanna watch?
that part.
No,
That
no, no.
part. That
No,
part
no,
ain't
no.
no nigga gonna ever
He would've
manipulate
killed.
me by telling me what the
Because
fuck he gonna do to another motherfucker to affect my decisions, bitch. Fuck you. Do your time. Do whatever the hell you gonna do. But what you not gonna do
Wait, first
is go claim
lady,
over this
wait.
pussy that don't belong to you.
that's exactly what you're not going
Look,
to do.
wait. She done transformed into Lex. You gonna get in trouble.
She trying to go to the sandbox today. Jesus.
You gonna get in trouble. You done transformed into
Oh
Lex
God.
right
Forgive
there.
me. Let me
I
come
am
back to first
traumatized.
lady.
I'm
I'm gonna come
traumatized.
back into church mode. Okay.
Listen,
But no,
I
I agree. Like,
Somebody said this live is out of
ain't no
control. I
man in this world
can't
could ever tell
that was
me that I
Jennifer.
cannot
That's Jennifer said that.
do what I want
Wait.
to do.
Listen,
It's
let me
y'all
tell y'all
saying she
something.
should have stood up to him and did like he was a bully. This is y'all really proving the point.
Listen,
She could have
I
stood up to him.
So somebody made a great point. I love this. Dominique Hodges states, why do people try to make Shy Shy seem like she was a weak person when we know she was not? I so wholeheartedly agree
I
with
don't think
you.
she was. I don't think she was weak. I think she wasn't used to that street. Like he scared her. Let's be real. Because even his cousin had to tell her, like, you're scaring the fuck out of her. Like she wasn't used to that street. She wanted a street. You know they say you want a street dude until you get a street dude, and you see like I don't think she was not about that life.
Cause
With
I'm
Shishi.
about that life. I'm ready.
She
But
wanted a
here's
street
key.
dude until she
But she wanted it, and you using the key word right there. She wanted it.
Wanted what?
Wanted it. She wanted him. Everything that came with him.
I don't think she wanted that side of him.
Auto Alicia, I'm not really feeling you right now, but I'm gonna go on the phone comment because you flipped the script like you
Girl, did she flip the switch? That thing was
right. Then you just straight flip the switch. But anyway,
she saw the light. She saw the light.
Yeah, she saw something.
I know she was blinded by your
by the goddamn light. Yeah, exactly.
She wasn't weak, but Jazz was a nigga that she wasn't used to. That's true.
That's right.
She wasn't
That's what I said. She wasn't used to that street.
But she was also intrigued by it. She was attracted to it too.
Very.
I think he scared it. It scared her.
Yeah, she knew what he was packing.
And I tell you, and he knew it did. He knew it did too.
What is it? Run. She didn't run.
What was the cousin name? Lord, the one he should have rearranged his face.
He should have.
Remember when he did it? And they sent the pictures, and he was so mad at he was like, "Why would you send her that? I don't need her." Like he didn't even much want her to see that side of him.
He didn't like. Okay, some people don't like. For me, Jazz was working on keeping that side of him low. So if you know you got a crazy nigga, why would you push them buttons? I said it's about me.
That part.
The Scorpio, leave her back there. Please don't make her come up.
Please don't.
But y'all just said y'all would put that on.
I'm talking when she do come out, after it's all said and done, I do feel bad. Like, damn.
I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad because I don't feel bad at all. Because listen, I'm just like Jazz. I try my hardest to be saved. But it's niggas that's always pulling it out. Okay. And when it gets to the point that you pull it out, I don't get mad or sad or feel bad or nothing because you asked for this shit.
Ooh, Martha hit a good
You asked for that. So every time sin came out,
the duality
was pulled out.
Yeah, that was a
and
good
I ain't
one.
mad.
But let me ask y'all this. Do y'all believe that his cousin didn't deserve that ass whipping he got?
Oh, he absolutely did.
No, I think he just shouldn't have been invited to no family events. You rearranged his face, like.
So he shouldn't have been invited to no family events. But he was.
Keep him away.
He was inappropriate. So
he was very disrespectful.
And it wasn't the first time.
And it was that's what I was getting ready to say. And it was not the first time. But wait, remember that moment when they were getting ready to fight and that nigga said, "I've been waiting for this." That let me know right then and there that shit wasn't even about Shy. That was him trying his luck because he thought he had one over on Jazz. So that was his attempts were very personal. Therefore, that ass whipping he got was very personal. Martha,
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying. Listen, what I'm saying is he should have just not been invited to the family events. And the thing is, you still inviting Jonathan. You know Jonathan about to get it cooking, literally. Jonathan still alone. It's just certain things.
And you gonna bring out the bag? You gonna bring out the bag? He got his phone.
Why do I love Jonathan's shenanigans though?
Girl, I was so proud of him, girl. I was sitting there like, yes, Jonathan.
And it's like
I was celebrating his graduation. Go ahead.
To be honest, I felt like, I felt when Jazz put his hands on Austin, I felt like that was a free pass for Shishi to go at Josie. And I was just so impressed that she was able to keep it together because
that girl ain't giving out.
I would have pounced on her. And the thing is, she wouldn't let Jazz out of her sight when at that family thing. I don't know. I just felt it was weird. Like, the cousin can't come on to Shishi because it's disrespectful. But you got your little new chick at the party too, and it's like.
Well, let me tell you about that. Let me tell you my comment.
Jazz wanted his cake. I'm gonna say it right. Jazz wanted his cake
and eat it too. Listen, to some degree, I agree with you there. But she kept putting herself in positions I didn't feel she belonged in, and I'm saying this to say, if I'm no longer with this man, first of all, this man have a woman and he didn't moved on. He entertaining somebody else. Let that bitch give you a party because it sure the fuck won't be me. And then therefore, I don't have.
It's like she was very. I just think that and she didn't like it. She didn't like the fact that Josie was there, but she played nice. And I just don't think it would have been I don't think he would have been able to do that had she brought a man in, in his space. Jazz wouldn't have accepted that man. I don't,
But that's my
yeah,
point.
she was mature
And
about a lot of things.
I don't call that mature when you're infusing yourself in situations that you really don't need to be in. And to me, there was a level of insecurity as well, right? Because
Wait, who was insecure?
Woohoo.
we're shy. Because no nigga ain't about to do me dirty in the alley and they're going to goddamn date.
That's not, yeah, but she didn't know he was going on a date. But I'm talking
It
about
was
the
did.
part.
her perspective. It
It
was
was
her
her
perspective.
perspective.
But I'm talking about the part. Okay, you just threw me off right there. Okay,
We're
I'm
talking about her
about-
being insecure.
But you jumped on her. She was talking
yeah,
about one
I was
thing.
talking about something else, and that's what threw me off. Like when you said that, I'm talking about
I don't know about the party thing. I don't agree.
Let Maya finish. Let me hear what she had to say.
I'm
I
sorry.
was talking about the maturity. It's like every time she was around Josie, or every time it was presented, she was the mature party. She didn't give that girl any attitude. She didn't turn her back on. She was not petty. I just don't think that Jazz could have been Shishi in those instances. I don't think she could have brought a man around, around the same space as him, and he would have been accepting of that guy like she was of Josie.
I think
She was very mature.
if it was a man that was of a certain standard,
You
if
you
it was
being
a
for real
man of
right
a
now?
certain standard, I believe she could have.
I don't know what y'all again read, but I didn't see that as necessarily being mature. I like I said, I seen it differently because I felt personally they were both playing games with each other. And she has this thing, right, where she likes to make herself look unbothered when she actually is bothered.
I didn't say she wasn't. I said she was mature,
No,
and that she
wait,
was
hold
not.
on. I'm talking about her maturity. So yeah, she can be in the same room with Josie and not outwardly show that she's bothered by it. The only person that she can't do that with is Ava. But Josie or somebody like Cynthia or whatever her name is, she can show maturity outside, yes. Inside, I don't think it had anything to do with that. She was casing who this girl was and finding out the tea. And y'all saying she was very mature. She fucked that man, knowing he was with somebody else.
That got nothing to
Because
do
she
with
wanted
her.
to make sure she still had her pussy power. Because I didn't forget that point. She
But the
wanted to
thing
make
is,
sure she still had that pussy power.
he initiated all their sex. Like she was on the deck. Like
Girl,
went to
you
sleep.
on a family vacation.
No. And
Girl,
she was
what
on the
you
deck,
I
minding her
wasn't finished.
business.
I wasn't finished.
I don't know if that's mature or immature,
was
but guess what?
minding
I'd
her
have been the same
business.
way.
Hold on. She was minding her business, but butt naked where he could see her playing with herself.
You gotta no. He was going to bed. Josie asked him to go up top so she could see the view or something. Now let's be real here. He came to her. She was tucked away in her.
Wait a minute. Maisha, they're on the boat together. He can walk around the boat whenever he feels like.
What I'm telling you is she wasn't setting that up so he could see. He was in his room getting ready to go to bed.
I think that was just okay. Y'all reading way too, in my opinion, too much into both situations. That was just a situation of happenstance. He was out there, she was out there.
Yeah, I don't think that was
it just kind of happened. I don't think either one.
I'm not saying it was manipulative, but don't act like you can't get caught by somebody if you out in the open. Come on, like for real. Be for real.
The butler caught me like that. That's my time. I meet her. But it wasn't directly for him
I
to
honestly think
her.
that she was out there like it was gonna be quiet. Everybody's going turned down for the night. I can have this moment out here in the ocean by myself.
Convenient moment. I agree.
Yeah,
So
I don't think that was.
Let's talk about Ava since somebody brought that up. I do want to have that discussion. And I remember in the comments, right, in our spoiler group, me and Sandra went back and forth for a little while talking about that. And she felt like Shy didn't have a place. No, excuse me. Ava didn't have a place approaching Shy as if Shy was up here and Ava's just down here. First off, this is an after hour event, right? And let me say how I recall reading it, because y'all know me and my memory.
Ava didn't approach Shishi.
Well, listen.
Yes,
That's
she
the first
did.
mistake.
I'm
No,
gonna let
she
y'all
did
talk.
not.
Go ahead. Yes, she did.
No,
Wait.
she did not.
Let me tell y'all how I remember
I'm
the
you.
story went. So what I
You
recall
got a
was
lot of nerve. You got a lot of nerve.
the situation. The situation was they're in line, and it appears that somebody, somebody in the crowd said in a line says, like, oh, the line back there, like, like Shy was skipping. And Shy turned around. Well, Ava then said, after Shy turned around and made her comment saying, y'all gonna stay in the line, right? And so Ava says, "Not Shy. Don't you ain't gotta be nasty or
You
be
keep
rude or
calling
something
her
like
Shy.
that."
Her name is what?
Girl, I been
Shishi.
stopped correcting her. I been stopped
Okay.
correcting her 3 books ago.
I'm about
That
to
girl
tell
name
y'all.
is Shishi. It's a
She been
Shira.
shy all this damn time to me, so y'all know that shit ain't put the chain. Shy. Anyway, Ava said to the girl about being nasty or being mean. Bitch, to me, it wasn't necessary for her to say that. Although she a grown ass woman, why the hell she can't say that? But then Shy went below the belt. She took that as an opportunity to address issues that she had issues with, right? Right then and there. And my, you thought that was cool? You thought that was appropriate? Because she went below the belt. She accusing this woman of literally going, like having sex with Jazz, which one thing ain't got shit to do with the other. She upset. She was taking out anger and frustration, is what I'm trying to say, with Ava, when in fact her issue was with Jazz. And as she could clearly see, once she took it with Jazz, it got resolved.
Cut whose camera off?
Did I not? Did I not do it right? Probably shouldn't cut my.
Somebody told me to cut somebody's camera off, and I don't know.
I think she talking about Maisha talking to herself. That's terrible. I think she talking about
I
Maisha.
went on mute,
My
so
comment on
I
that
let her have a thing.
is Ava absolutely had a right to speak up, because guess what? Who the fuck is she to walk up to that line and talk to them people like that? So absolutely, she had every right to tell her, you don't have to be nasty. You can say what you want to say without being nasty.
Ava didn't do
My
nothing
turn.
to
Is it my
nobody.
turn? Is it
I
my
have a
turn?
question, and I'm
Okay,
honestly,
let me go
I
mute.
have an
Go ahead.
honest
After
question.
mine go,
Somebody
I'ma
has
go.
on here, Ava deserved to be cussed out. I want to know why. Why
Me
did she
too.
deserve to be cussed out?
Oh,
She
y'all ready?
didn't. She
Y'all ready?
didn't. No, not yet.
I know.
She didn't. Let me tell you something. Uh, the read that Ava gave Shishi, I was there for it. Okay,
Oh
because
Lord.
it was shit that Shishi needed to hear. Okay, I did not agree with the way that Jazz had Shishi in, not Jazz. Jazz had Ava in Shishi's business. Ava was a personal
True.
assistant. She was Jazz's personal assistant. You assist him, okay? Once he put her in Shishi's business, it was then Shishi's job to say, keep that bitch out of my business. She worked for
Right.
you. She don't work for me. You and I communicate. I will not be communicating with your personal assistant. So once Jazz put Ava in Shishi's business, and Shishi started communicating with Ava about her business, that became Shishi's problem, because motherfucker, you let him do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now
There
go
you
ahead,
go.
Maisha. You come off mute. Go ahead, Maisha.
Whew, Jesus. Okay. First and foremost, Ava had this thing in her head. Some man was in her head telling her that she was more than what she was. I've been trying to be nice to you for 2 years. Oh my God, me and man are family. No, y'all not. You are overpaid assistant that's just there to make somebody baby mama jealous. You are not who you think you are. It's just like she said. I didn't introduce myself to you as she. Don't address me like you know me. That's what I was on. That I was on whatever she was on in that moment. You don't even much know me to address me as she. Don't talk to me. If I've been rude to you for 2 years, make it 3. That's all I'm gonna say. Make it 3. Don't ever address me like you know me. I was going to the front of the line because those my people. That's my family. And you see, when Raji came to the front, what's the first thing he said? What's the matter, Shishi? Nobody came to see you, Ava. Ain't nobody came to see Ava. People would have came to see Shishi though. Nah, she had no business addressing her not even referring to her as a name. You don't know me. If I'm rude, oh well, get over it. Whoever I'm rude to will address me, not you. You in the line. I get to walk to the front. That's my thing. She thought she was somebody she wasn't. Then the read was laced in what you think is going on in a relationship. She had no idea what was going on. She don't know what she went through before. She don't know about the merger. She don't know about him withholding her information, her name. She don't know that. So everything you're talking about is one-sided. It's from what you're observing. You don't know her. You don't know Jazz. You think you do. That was my problem with Ava. You trying to read somebody, you know half the story, not even half. You know what you think you know.
And she didn't say what she thought she knew. She
no,
thought they were
because,
sleeping together.
And that's the thing. That's the thing.
Did you just say no?
What?
Did you just say no that she didn't say that?
Say what?
Did you just say no that she or Shy, as I call her, Shy, didn't say that Ava, she didn't accuse Ava of sleeping with Jazz?
Ava wanted to sleep with Jazz.
That's not what I asked.
That's not what I said.
And that's not what we were referring to.
I said, you
listen,
don't think.
Okay, since you throwing out what you know, I'm going to throw out what I think I know, right?
That's all I was asking.
So I have truths. And that's my thing. So I'm looking at the outside in, of course. And it's like, you didn't make it anything. You didn't make it better by saying, well, I was attracted to him. I was attracted to him, but he's so far up. Okay, that was my man. Well, not boyfriend, but that's my baby daddy. We have feelings for each other. It's like, to me, the read that y'all say she gave, I didn't see it because it came from a place. You have no idea what you're talking about. This coming from, and that's the thing with her and Josie. They had this idea of what they saw Jazz was, and they wanted it because he took care of her financially, because he was such a great father. That was to her. That was his plan to her. That don't mean he was gonna do it for you. That don't mean that's how he is.
I honestly, this is from what I read, my perspective. I agree with this right here. I think Ava was over. She was just doing her job. She even said it to She. You so busy worried about me, you missing out on the man that really wants you. She told her that she in that read. He wanted you.
Amen.
That's it.
Amen.
You so busy. I get like Allegra said, I get the fact that Jazz was, and I don't even think this is what I read. I think Jazz was using people that was around him to get things done. When Noel had an issue, Ava handled that. That's above what I can handle. Handle that for me. He was giving her more responsibility outside of her job than what she should have been doing. But I don't think it was that's not unusual or uncommon. What am I skipping? Because I'm being accused of skipping stuff, and these comments are coming in really quick.
Put up Alicia comment, but that was Jazz's fault. Put up that comment.
I just said that. I literally just said that.
He wanted She to believe that. Go. He kept her around to piss off. He knew keeping Ava around was pissing She off. So I had her around to piss She off. So I'm gonna keep her around to keep pissing She off. And then y'all gonna act crazy when y'all see She going off on what she felt Jazz shouldn't have around. Like, I don't get it. She should have been around.
Can I chime in finally, y'all? Because I'm reading the comments and I'm listening to y'all, and I think somewhere like she got y'all tripping because who the fuck is she? I can go wherever I want, and I can do what I want, and I can go to a concert too. And if you skip me online, I don't care who you are. I can say you don't have to be rude. I can say that, and I probably would say that because I'm me. So what do you mean she had no business talking to her because she's this and that? I can talk to anybody I want to.
Okay,
so
you gonna get whatever you desire.
I didn't say anything, but I want to make this clear. There was some sort of entitlement that I've seen in the comments, and as far as she is, that somehow Ava is beneath her, so she doesn't get to talk to her. No, ma'am. I can say what I want, and if you're going to accuse me of being in his bed last night, I can tell you, no, I don't want that nigga because he wants you. But if I did, I would have tried him. I can say that too. Like, you can't give Shishi all the rights in the world because she's Shishi, and Ava can't say nothing because she's just an employee. Like, that's nonsense. We've all been an employee, and if we don't like something that somebody does, regardless of their stature in the company, we have a right to voice our opinion. So Ava can talk to Shishi whenever she wants to. Now, what I do agree with is that she should have took it to Jazz. Like Man said, she should have told Jazz 3 years ago or 2 years ago and said, I don't want that girl in my business. And like Josh said, or Ayana said, when she started replying to her, that meant she was okay with that. Because if she wasn't okay with that, she wouldn't have never replied to any of her emails. So you did invite her into your life in part. But as you can see, when she finally went to Jazz and said enough,
she was done.
Ava found herself another position. But you cannot tell me just because I am somebody's baby mama, I can talk to whoever I want, how I want to, but you can't talk to me. Excuse me, what? I didn't accept that with Shamika in Wayward Love, and I'm damn sure not going to accept it with Shishi, even though I want them together at the end. What she did, she played herself, and she made herself look like a fool in front of the girls' friends and her own friends, and I had secondhand embarrassment for her because I would have never addressed her in any way. And that's just
I totally don't agree. Totally don't agree. Go ahead and put Christina reply up. Ava was a pawn at Jazz disposal. We need that one too. And then the one where AG said, Kima, let's distinguish between Shishi's thought versus what she said. She didn't say anything until Ava spoke to her. That is true.
Okay, I said that. She said, I did say that.
And you talking about
said that she said, Ava said, don't be rude because she skipped the line. She can say that if she wants.
So that's when Ava that's the thing. She wasn't looking to confront her at all.
She didn't even know she was there.
She was mad because she was there. The whole reason she was going to the front is because she was mad because Ava was there.
Because she was talking to talk to man about it, not to
and you know what
about it.
Speaking of men,
as a lady and as a Southern lady, if you are nasty to me and I have not even told you anything, I will open my mouth and tell you don't be rude, and then we can go off from there.
And y'all did.
So she had every right. She had every right to address the way she was talking to those people.
She didn't talk to nobody.
Maisha,
somebody addressed her.
Maisha,
if somebody addressed her and say, skipping it, like, who are you? Like, that's my people. I'm going to the front of the line because I'm looking for somebody. She wasn't going to
and guess what?
Listen, you could have easily said standing in line to see somebody, and you see some people walking up, skipping that line. You're not gonna open your mouth. Tell me you're not gonna open your mouth.
She was looking for Raji. She was looking for a man, and that's the thing. Your friend didn't even want you to know what she was talking about. She was looking for man. She wasn't not looking to skip the line for Raji. She was looking to
so at that point, when somebody asks you about skipping the line, you're gonna turn around and say, oh, you're gonna stay in line.
You damn right.
At that
because
point,
who are you gonna address me? I'm not even doing what you're accusing me of. I'm not skipping the line. I'm looking for somebody.
But see,
and that's how you would have addressed it.
That's how people start fighting and start shooting and shit right now because of people's mouth. When they asked her about skipping the line,
so the friend
when they asked her about when they asked her about skipping the line, all she simply had to do was say, I'm not skipping the line. I'm trying to see this person, such and such here. She didn't have to say it. She did not have to say it. Right. She did not have to say it. And you want to say
didn't have to address her. First of all, you here as a guest. You don't even much know nobody. You a second-hand guest. You a second-hand.
I don't know where y'all come from, but let me tell
y'all
something.
That's what I said. You didn't even much know what you was talking about. She had been granted special access. They didn't have. That's the truth. She was looking for man. She was not looking for Raj.
You know what the whole thing me out, if I may? You know what part should have really made, and I think this part did really get to Shishi too. When man even said Ava's family, he addressed
No, he
that right then and
didn't.
there. He
She
did.
said that. She
Go
said that.
go back. Go
She
read your
said
book.
that.
Go read your copy.
Let me
Your
go.
copy.
I'm finna go.
And in your copy, man says Ava is family, and he then told her to take that up with Jazz
Ava
because
is
he
family.
identified her. He addressed Ava as family.
Oh, I typed in Ava's family and nothing came up. But let me try something else.
And okay. So next topic, what we're gonna discuss now. What other issues we had?
Can we talk
London
about
Bridge.
that? Something we should all agree on: Celestine's or Crackestine's aspect. Because
Oh,
let me
that
tell
right
you,
Oh
there. Yes,
Lord. Oh
yes,
Lord,
yes.
I think
Let's
baby.
we can
talk
all
about
agree
that.
on this woman.
Let me tell
She
you
was
about
horrible.
something. It ain't no way in the world that woman would have had continued access to my child with the way she hated. I don't care what nobody said. She hated Shishi. She was downright jealous of her. She was
Yep.
jealous because when she left her cheating ass nigga, she decided she was gonna stay with her daddy. And she was mad from that point on. She was mad because she felt like he chose Noel over her. She was mad from that.
Mhm.
You got to turn
Who
your
that is?
volume all the way down. That's mine. Going back.
Oh,
You got
What's
to turn
my
your volume all the way down.
oh,
That was
that was
Josh.
you, Josh.
Okay, good. But go ahead.
So yeah, she was mad from that point on. And if you have a tumultuous relationship with me, you're gonna have a tumultuous relationship with my child.
cool.
And
Man
I
never
don't
said
trust
that.
nobody around. I don't
Ayana,
trust
I wanna
nobody
look.
around my child. If you don't fuck with me, you don't fuck with my child, and my child don't fuck with you.
Period.
And
I
all
totally
of her
agree with
visits
that.
should have been supervised from day one. And that
I
whole
don't I
issue
don't think they
where
should have had
they
any.
called, well, I'm not gonna keep you away from your grandchild, but it's gonna be
I will.
supervised.
I
Okay.
It's
am.
gonna be
And
supervised.
I just
And then when
and the
that
thing
whole
is
point where
the
they damn near kidnapped that little girl, I'd have beat the shit
Oh
out of
Yeah.
them.
baby.
and
Oh
but
baby.
this is
That
my
part.
thing with that. Like you sat there the whole time. I'm bringing my grandchild to see you, and you bash your daughter. Like she really sat there and bashed like the whole time. Oh, I'm glad you're moving on, and you need like this is her
Ooh,
mother talking. Like I had to read it
Josh.
like twice. Like that's your
Look,
mother
Tina comment.
That's
talking about
why
her like
I
that.
asked
That
if
was
she like
crazy.
wanted Jazz or something because it was so inappropriate and it's so disgusting as a mother to say to your daughter. Like, and I had a problem with both. It's mostly Jazz and she letting people talk about one another the way they was. I ain't like that at all because as long as my child's father is a good father, y'all not about to sit there and run your mouth about him. Period. I don't care. And
Mm,
I did not like
mm.
how she let Austin and Sergio do it, but I especially did not like how Jazz let Celestine do it and still brought what's her name, Shishi to him because Celestine would have never seen my child a day again in her life. Talking about her own daughter like that, my child's mother. That was unacceptable. That I had a very big problem with Jazz about. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, but Serge and Austin trying to get with her. Of course
It doesn't
they
matter.
know that's
It
the
doesn't matter.
that's not compared to your mother-in-law. Your that to me that's like men gonna throw shade just like a woman wanting to be with a man gonna throw shade. Like that's
But my thing is that is unacceptable.
they not
Like
gonna
that's a
praise him.
child's father and a mother and a child's mother. You don't outside people don't get to speak on
Yeah,
that.
there's
To
a line
me,
that you don't need to cross.
But they
that's a
never said
boundary for
nothing
me.
about him being a father. And they was talking about
No, I
I
mean
I don't
talking
agree.
about him.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that do you have somebody who's taking care of your child and is primary custody of your child, and you're going to sit there and let somebody dog them because they want to get with you? I don't
But the
think
thing
that's a
is, they
boundary for me. That's
dogged
just me.
him before David. Sergio
What
don't
I'm
like jazz. Like,
no, what I'm saying, Maisha, you're not hearing me. I said for
I
me as
am.
a boundary, I
I
do
heard you.
not think you should have done that. And I
Okay.
definitely do not like what Celestine was able to get away with in front of Jazz, because he should have had Asher's back in that moment and been like, until you can talk nicely about your daughter, then you can see your grandchild. But until then, absolutely not. I think he should have drew a line with that and
And I
show he
think
had her.
I think he was just trying to be biased and stay out of that whole situation. Period. Like he don't have the best
That's
record
not, to
with his
me, that's
folks.
not a time to stay biased, because that's harmful for your child. She's very smart, and she can pick up the disdain that, you know what I'm saying, that this woman has for her mother, and you would trust her to have her alone. No, I don't. I think he should have had her back.
I don't know how
But
other families operate, but traditionally, what I have always witnessed is that the relationship, unless a parent is absent, right? Unless there's an absent parent, in this case, there truly was not an absent parent. There should have been communication, and I felt like Jazz should have spoken to Shy and asked her, hey, is it okay? Your mom wants to see her. I think as we all established, the communication was trash. And that within itself, there should have been conversation, because she should have been comfortable with whether or not her child was around her mom, knowing how her mom felt about her. Me personally, you don't fuck with me, you ain't fucking with my baby. Period.
That's
okay,
it.
so with that, I think that she was planting the seeds. Because I know when he finally confronted her about her ways, she was shocked that it was coming from him. Like um she didn't expect that, and I
Because she
think
thought
that's what she was doing. She
her
was planting
flirting
the
was
plant.
enough.
She was planting the seed to turn him against Shishi, to join
Mm-hmm.
her in hating
Right.
her daughter. That's what she was doing, because when he stood up for her, and she was shocked. She couldn't believe it, because I don't dog my daughter out to you and everything, and I'm thinking we on the same page, and that's what I felt like. That's what I felt it should have been, because regardless, um Austin nor Sergio was surprised that she chose Jazz, but Celestine was surprised that Jazz was standing up for her daughter the way he was. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I don't think it's the same. He was surprised. She was shocked. Like, she literally was about to cry. She couldn't believe it. That's why I say it's a difference.
I'm mad
I
at
agree
Tara.
with that. I agree with that, Maisha. I do agree that the mama was shocked about that. I think
She
that
was shocked.
in the end she was trying to get,
Right, Martha.
she didn't
She
necessarily
felt
want
that
them together.
yeah, she did, and she
She
didn't
be
want
smoking on
Shishi
the
to be happy with him.
ancestral herbs.
Yeah.
Did y'all see the comment that Tara put in there talking about did the baby need a whooping or not? Tara, go to hell. You
I
wrong for
see
Yes,
that.
your
she
I
did.
saw that.
Yes,
I,
she
y'all,
did.
I think Celestine is the worst kind of mother, like, to be jealous of your own daughter and to throw salt to her man and making her father choose between you and her and the grandchild's well-being. Like, if she should have got hit by an 18-wheeler. Like, I mean, we did it with Avery. We could have did it again.
okay, but
I'm
here's the
just saying.
thing: hurt people. We all know hurt people hurt people.
Come
So
on.
Celeste, I'm not making no kind of excuses because she was garbage. But Celestine was hurt herself. Her man cheated on her. First of all, her daddy cheated on her mama and had Inez. She took Inez in, loved on her, saw past that, saw her as a person for herself. Then Noel cheated and had Noel. So this woman was hurt. So she's projecting that hurt because she felt she should have taken her side. And
Chose
she
her.
is like, I'm just loving on. This is still family. Regardless, this is still family. So Celestine was just hurt and projecting her heart off on Shishi because she didn't side the way she wanted her to, which is totally wrong. It's totally wrong. I'm not saying she gets a pass or anything like that, but we all know hurt people hurt people. And Noel was just a weak ass man. So
Oh my God, he was
I
horrible.
hated him.
And that's another thing I wanted to talk about. I didn't think it was I didn't think it was fair for little Noel to feel how she felt about Shishi turning her back on her because from literally from reading from the beginning, Shishi was the only reason Noelle was even a factor in the book.
But you know what,
Kept her in
man?
her
She
But
was
heart.
this,
Like,
but
young.
you gotta, this is
She
a
was young.
teenager.
Right.
She's
She
not
was
a
young.
grown woman.
She
She's a
didn't understand that.
teenager. She's a teenager who's going through a whole lot of emotions. My daddy don't half-ass want me.
Mm.
Now
That child was
my
very
mama has passed away. My sister has decided in her mind, you gotta think about there's a teenager. My
They was
sister is
5.
now living her life and doing her own thing. Where do I fit in? Whereas I could call you before and you be there for me. Now you're not. But she had a right to be able to go and do her own thing at that time because so
She
much stuff was
did.
put on her by her dad in the very beginning that now that she's finally able to go and dance and be free to do what her heart's desire.
Yes.
This, I mean, sometimes that's a hard balance. Like she's got so many people pulling on her. So I get, I mean, as a
and
teenager,
that's what
I get her
that I'm
being in her
glad you said
feelings.
that.
I
I
was
get
I'm glad you
disappointed they
said
didn't get
that
her any
because
counseling, any help or anything like that.
it seems like, and this is from what I noticed with everybody, it's like as long as she was at their beck and call, it was fine. And the minute she started thinking about herself, it like that's when she had nobody. Like when she put herself in front of the equation, it was like literally people didn't understand that. They were so used to her being at their beck and call that they thought she was turning her back on them instead of now it's time for me to live my life. And literally it was only for 2 years. It wasn't like she did it for 5. It was only for 2 years where she focused on her career, focused on herself, focused on her dancing. And you would think that this girl dedicated half of her life to this craft, and she didn't. It was only 2 years.
When it comes to Noelle, I had to remember she was grieving because she did piss me off too. I had to remember that she was grieving, and then Noelle ain't shit. Like Noelle literally ignored her. I felt there was a scene where they were at the table together and he literally didn't say anything to her. He was like talking around her, and I felt so bad for her. Like,
yeah, and
but
and
she did make me mad one part, and this was because in my opinion, I did not agree, and I hope we can talk about this next. Everybody trying to hook them up with somebody else when they're not over each other. I did not like how she was like, "Oh, my coach thinks you're fine," or something like that in front of Shishi. If, like I said, I had to remember she was grieving. If I was Shishi, she would have got one backhand and she would have been on the floor. But she was grieving and she's a teenager and we're not supposed to hit people, whatever. But I didn't agree with that.
My God.
I didn't agree. I am. Like I said, I had to address my own toxicity in this book. Sometimes when you read, you see things in yourself you don't like, and I realized I loved all the violent parts, so I have to address that at a later date. But what I'm saying is, I didn't agree with her doing that, and I think it was a little spiteful because she was hurt and she was feeling grief and she felt alone. But yeah, that whole Noelle situation is so sad for her. Like, I hope she can be balanced because look at Jazz's brother. He's an alcoholic because of his dad's neglect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you know what another thing that I did that really pissed me off was when she asked to raise Noelle, and he says, "I don't want to make my wife uncomfortable. She may want to visit her grandchild." I'm like,
ain't that some shit?
Girl,
That was
and
so
listen,
hurtful, y'all.
that to me, that
That's
wasn't
so
nothing but
wild.
more ammunition that
Yeah.
Noelle or Noel, I call his ass Noel Celestine should have been around that baby. Because baby, if you
Right
could,
there.
oh
Right
my
there.
God.
you dismissing Noelle and Lamar
Your
dismissing
child.
Shishi, and y'all still want to be around Lil Shishi? Oh hell no!
Oh,
I'll
hell
send
no,
you a
it's
picture.
right.
I'll send you a
And
picture once a year for Easter. You'll get an Easter picture in her Easter
that
dress, and
part.
while they go see
Yeah,
All
their
of them
grandchildren.
parents,
let's
was trash.
yes.
I
Let's bring
mean,
up Christina's
Trash.
comment.
Jazz's daddy was trash for the simple fact because
Horrible.
his brother decided to be a part of his life, you not gonna be bothered with him?
Right. You
It's
Like,
because
what the hell?
right, and
he didn't want to go to school and do what you wanted him to do.
it was the fact that this man made this boy work, made him. He didn't want him to get a job. He wanted him to suffer by having him get a minimum wage job,
a trash ass job at a burger joint, at B-Way Burger. Ain't that some shit? If you can avoid your child working at a fast food restaurant, you dumbass. AG mentioned something about, it's funny how Celestine got over her towards Noel, but she's still mad with Noel and She really
Facts.
And see, that's what I've been talking about these women. Y'all always wanna
that she popped up after the girl died.
Yeah, y'all want to accept these cheating ass niggas after they done brought in these babies on y'all. If you take the nigga, take the baby. If you can't take the baby, you can't take the nigga.
Wasn't that weird though? Wasn't that weird?
That's just like
that she came after Noel mom died.
But what kills me is, in a nutshell, you had to know that bitch was crazy anytime she mad with her sister because her daddy cheated. What the fuck your sister got to do with your daddy cheating? Did she cheat?
Mm-hmm. And you mad because she brought her in, took her in? Like, what is that?
At first, I
was with a deadbeat.
Like, and she only parent I like was Charmaine, and she was a recovering drug addict, but she's she has a damn
son. She loved her son.
She loved her son.
She loved her son. She
loved her son. You hear me?
Are y'all reading Jennifer's comments in here? Jennifer said she brought in this series as red. Because she said she wants y'all to talk slower so she can write accurate reviews.
Jennifer's so silly. But no, I totally agree. Like, oh my God. I don't know. One thing LB does, somebody said in the comments, is she writes some trash parents, and oh my goodness, and aunties.
Worst parents ever.
I still owe that nasty lady a fade. I don't care if she did or not.
Which one?
But
which one?
The auntie. I don't remember
Raj,
her name.
Raj is auntie.
But
I think I got a top three though. I got a top three. I got Ezra dad is my number one. Yeah, your father-in-law.
Girl, put your head back down, cause you ain't liking me.
Yes.
I like that nigga. I just, when she said Ezra, that's when my head popped up. Listen,
he's number one, and then I will put the parents from the Promise series, like the maternal grandmother and grandfather, and the paternal grandfather, and then Rajan. Those are going to be my top three right there. I just think nobody. Oh man, and then Lex, who we gonna get into next? Her father was also he 3A.
Trash. He was trying.
Can we talk about Lex? Can we talk about?
Let me tell you, I was so disappointed in Lex. I felt Lex was way out of line, and y'all.
Lord, look at Josh.
Let me just stay here. I am not Lex. Okay, we are two different people. Okay.
Why was she out of line?
She was out of line, y'all.
She was out of line. My man said she was out of line too, because that's not your business. And it's a very sensitive role. You are
first lady. You are first lady.
You are in a position where it is very delicate. You introducing him. Now, it'd be different if she didn't know the girl, right? If I don't care that Jazz told you that they weren't together anymore, then you want to play auntie. I love the read. That was the only time I was on the Shira side where I was like, Lex deserves every goddamn thing she got because her ass was being messy.
And I love Lex.
I honestly don't think she's being messy. I think she didn't understand. If they saying, "Oh, we're not together," because even Juggy was like, "Man, you need to move on. You need to find you somebody."
I was mad at him.
Wasn't introducing him to
but
nobody.
No, but then he changed his mind. You saw he
did.
He was going that way. Then he thought about it. He was like, but that was the thing. He didn't introduce Jazz to anyone. He said what he said and he left it alone. He didn't introduce Jazz to anyone. This, not only did you introduce him, you handpicked this woman for him. And then at the end of the day, like, and I'm trying to figure out where Josie, I don't want to call her gold digger or somebody
I
who
feel I
She
got
was a
gold
looking
digger
hoe.
for.
vibes.
She
I'm
was
I
a
sorry.
think
hoe.
she
She was a
was.
hoe.
I
Wait.
got
That
gold
she
digger
was a
vibes,
hoe.
and it might not have been that way, but I truly got gold digger
Couldn't.
That
vibes
girl
from her.
was a
I couldn't
reformed hoe.
understand.
She was
That
not
girl
just
was
a
On
still
my
a
hoe.
hoe.
nerves.
Let me
She
explain
fucked
something to you.
for a
This is something she
Mercedes.
did.
She's still a
This is
hoe.
what yeah. So this is my thing. This girl called now he on a family trip, right? You know he on a family trip. She called both cell phones. He ignored it. She called again to say, guess what? My car broke down. And I'm like, you called this man back to back to back
Bitch called
like that
AAA.
on
Look,
vacation.
and then when she kept saying,
She knew what
"I
she
wish
was
I was with,
doing.
I wish
Yes,
I
I
had a
wish
baby
my
daddy
baby
like
daddy was with
you, and
you.
I wish,
Right.
girl,
But
go somewhere and sit the hell
I just,
Let
down."
me tell y'all
I
something.
just,
Josie was a hoe. She fucked for a Mercedes, and the pussy wasn't good because it was a used Mercedes, just like her pussy.
goodbye. Y'all so messy. But
Look,
listen,
look, let me tell you something. It was so bad. LB didn't even write. She didn't even let us see what happened in their relationship. Thank
listen.
you.
oh my,
Josie was
oh
so
wait,
unnecessary.
she
She
what?
was
And it's
She truly
and
was.
the thing is, if you hear your friend guy and his baby mama having sex, what? Who thinks to screen record their moans? Like,
hold on. Can I tell y'all something? This was the funny part to me, where I was just like, you got no sense about yourself. I'm not waiting 4 hours for somebody in nobody's car. That was one. Two, you listen to them. No. Sorry. My two is he tells you he's going on a family vacation with his baby mama. I'm good. I'm getting off this ride right now because I'm done. Yeah, family vacations. No. And I'm not invited.
But you
Nah,
know
we good
what?
on that.
You know what?
See you
I
later.
don't know because that happened to my sister cousin. Like when something happened, a storm or something happened in Texas, and he was working and he was there and he invited her he invited the baby and then brought her. Then we talking to preteen.
Mm-hmm.
And who my cousin was dating at the time was like, no, I can't do that. You I can't. And it was
It's
so
a
innocent. And she was
boundary.
like, damn, okay, well, then you can't. She's a Scorpio too. She's like, nigga, fuck you. Okay. Cause I know I'm not sleeping with him.
yeah,
That's a
But
fine
some
line.
people,
You
it's
gotta
a boundary that I have to draw. You know what I mean? Because personally, anybody who could see them could see they're not over each other. So, for me, I just don't want to get involved in that. Having
Right.
relationships with people when kids are so young is really tough, and it's just like a boundary, like maybe 5 plus. But when they babies, yeah, I'm good on that. So for me, I'm watching Josie like accepting
this
this.
part, Martha. Remember how she kept asking? Yeah, yeah, that was
kept
weird. She was like, why you
asking,
keep asking about
how's
her? Why you
she? What is
what you
she
want
doing?
to why
Does
you
she
want to
like
know?
her?
Because that
Because
girl,
she
listen,
knew.
and that girl would have stayed. That girl would have stayed with Jazz. She would have stayed with Jazz, even though she knew he was fucking Shishi.
When
She
she
would have stayed
She
with
said,
him
would have.
because guess
look,
what?
Well, she
Once he got
did.
that
Shit.
Mercedes, right?
when she
She
said
saw the
no more
house.
sex for us, girl, bye. That
She
wouldn't have
got
been
the
an
house.
option.
That part.
Her whole
And
Girl,
and
then
then
you listen to them have sex for long enough to press record, because that takes at least 3 seconds to get the screen record up,
who thinks
and
to
you
do
listen
that
to it.
though? Like who records in the
Psychos.
house? And
And
then you
then
say you gonna
you take
sell
him
it? You
back.
a blog?
She
cause she
took
thought
him
she was
back
gonna get.
after that.
Guess what? She was gonna use that shit to bribe and get some more money out of them. That's what she was gonna do.
Yeah.
All
I'll
right.
tell you.
and
She
All
was a
right.
hoe.
and
She
this
was an
Um
old hoe.
let's
that's
pause
why
for a
listen.
quick let's pause for a quick second because I mean I ain't got nothing else to do today. I'm here for the till whatever. But LB is in the background. She is in the audience. She's not responding to me when I keep texting her saying, "Do you want to come in?" So I don't know if she's on her phone, but I'm gonna pull her up. She just have to fuss at me later, so she could drop her 2 cents in, just for a minute, because I don't know if she has other things to do.
It's Alicia
Hey,
calling her no
this was
walls.
this was so good.
Hey,
Like
love.
this was so good. You have no idea how I've been so entertained, and I'm like busy. I'm doing handwork, so that's why I don't have my phone near me, Josh. I'll explain
Okay.
later. But actually, I had my phone near me, but I actually did look at the phone and say, "Hey, did y'all text me or whatever?" But anyway, this was so good. You know how like you need something playing in the background, something that you're into when you're doing busy work. Child, Kima would make an argument, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, that is a good point." And then Allegra would come in, disagree. I'm like, "Oh, that's a good point too." Like I couldn't really decide. These were such good arguments.
What about me? What?
You know,
Girl,
child, you know this is my Isha show. You hear me? You know Maya's gonna come with her arguments. I was all
Jesus, be a
roll it on.
there was, and I was so happy because I was gonna say, please talk about the Lex thing. Please talk about how Lex was out of line. Even though, like I'm with Josh, I don't think she was intentionally messy. I think that's just her boy from the block. And it had been a couple of years, and her thing was like, "Yo, you can go," but she was out of line. Like, you know, that's because of your role at the church, you were wrong. And that she was not afraid to tell First Lady she was wrong. So I was hoping you guys were gonna touch on that. Yeah, your hair is everything. I love that
baby
girl. You
First lady,
glowing,
ready, first
girl.
lady, ready.
Hey.
Wait, tell her where you got it at. Tell her where you got it at. She wasn't here
In
for
the
that discussion.
sandbox ready.
I am so done.
Jesus.
And
Help us,
Kima
Jesus.
knows she's from Jersey, talking all that violence, because I was like, yeah, Kima got a point. Right or wrong, I'd have been swinging too. So I'm sitting up here, can't even decide like whose argument, like whose side I'm on, because they're just really good points. You said me, Mom?
And that's why I said we all read different books, love, because like we internalized it differently. And it registered in us in different ways. So we all can have, and I told that to Mom, we all can read the same passage and take it so many different ways based on our own experiences.
It's like the people do with the Bible. They you know, you interpret it based on, you know, your experience and what you know, what you feel like you can live with, your rules or whatever. And that's what I love about what I do. That's why you guys never see me really getting into, never get into any arguments, so long as you ain't calling my male clients rapists, because I know that's not it. But other than that, at this point,
we just hole punch. I mean condom punch. I mean hole punches. I mean.
Well, that,
you know what?
We're not.
Y'all know. He didn't practice on National Pullout Day.
No, he didn't.
I'm done. But it's I can't argue with that.
I have a question. And I know you were talking about in your pre-publication how you were saying that you had them going like arguing so long and they didn't get together to the end of the book. Is that something you would change? Would you want them to show more love towards?
That's my preference. No, that's my preference. That's actually my preference. I knew that from Waiting to Breathe. Like I knew I did not want to the 75th, portion of the book for them to get together. Like I wanted us to see them as a functioning couple. Jazz and Shishi didn't give me that because they were both so bullheaded about their points like that, and it just had to be plausible. So there was no way I could manipulate that. And I also had some other things, like everything wasn't even settled. Like I want to know, like I said, I forget when we had that discussion, I want to see how does Shishi's career pan out? Are you going to stay on the road? You're having another baby. Like, when you move in, what is the dynamic going to be like with Inez and with Noelle? Like, and even with your parents, how are you going to handle that? Like, so many things were unsettled. I just have no interest in doing another project. I know that they'll be solid. They're back together, and Shishi is walking into her womanhood, and the prophecy Peach gave her, like, this is going to teach you about community, how to be a community, a village minded or something like that.
Yeah, I'm glad she didn't become a plant lady. She was sad about that. I think that her needing that plant really, that made her want to be a mother.
I went back to book 1 with the plants and the cats.
No, she brought it up. She brought it up in book 3.
She did. She touched on it in book 3, doing some planning, her and Lil Siobhan. But yeah, so I just
your most difficult clients today. No.
It's still Ezra, baby. It's still Ezra.
Listen, that's a
child.
Hey, listen, Dana said, why do you write the parents so trashy?
I know when you guys were talking about that, I had to say, "Oh, what does that say about you?" Oh my gosh, because that is true. But I don't think everyone has loving parents, which contributes to the reason why we're complicated people. That I
Yes,
know for sure.
yes,
That
yes.
I know for sure. But yeah, this was really good. I'm thinking the thing starts at 7 o'clock, and Josh said, "Here's the link. We're on now." I'm like, "Oh crap!" So I came right on. So I've been listening for a little while, but this was some good talk.
I have one more.
I have more.
I want to know how Maisha managed to be so calm when she's speaking the love, but she be
Right. And we get all the
hollering and
damn smoke.
screaming.
Oh Jesus! First, like this book traumatized me. I still haven't wrote
Oh
my
God.
review. I just wanna let you know.
Okay.
Like it's
Take your
like
time,
when
Rod. Take your
as
time.
I'm and the thing is I read it a couple of times and I get to this last page and I'm like, but I wanted to ask a question. So I know when he was having his nightmare in book 3, like when he was in prison, when he was having his his nightmares when he was in prison and was talking in his sleep, what was okay. It looks like the fight with I can't even think his name. What is his name? The African
Oh,
guy.
Austin or his cousin?
No, the African
Uh-huh.
guy.
No, the one
The
from London.
the one.
Oh, that
Yeah.
one.
It's like that triggered
Idris.
his
It's his
nightmares.
name. His name
Yes.
Harris.
Yes.
Idris Harris.
Harris.
Idris. Yeah. That
So
triggered. That triggered
that
that
triggered
nightmare.
his
Yeah.
night. So what? Did he have violent outbursts that we didn't know about when he was having them in the other 2 books? Was that triggered? Because I know he had the violent outbursts where they tried to rob the club, right? And
I don't recall.
when in book
I
1, when they robbed the
Rob the
club,
club. Yeah.
I don't know if it was the second one. So it was him doing something that he wasn't supposed to do that triggered those nightmares.
I think the nightmares can be triggered simply by him adjusting being home. I remember the first time when he would wake up, he was still in prison psychologically. Like he would get up to do the count. Remember how he said, how he would
Yeah,
extend his arm. So that may not have come from violence, but I do know that the way that he lost himself to that monster in him certainly triggered it at the end of the book. Like that, he's supposed to be on this walk, and people don't appreciate it, but he did approach Jesus to help medicate him and to get him in, to help him be a better person and to get that under control. And anytime he walked away from that, then these nightmares can start occurring again or whatever. But that violence definitely, because he was there, he was all the way there, he was not holding back. Whether he killed the man, I don't know. He could have messing around
He
with that
should have.
Sadiq,
He should
messing
have.
around with that Sadiq, because those
that's
two,
the
woo.
deep.
Wait,
London
wait,
Bridge is falling.
wait. This is what got me when Harris and Shishi was together, and she reached down to touch him and realized he was little, and she was like, "Well, if that ain't a buzzkill, I can't speak for nobody else but myself." But I'm sure a lot of us have been there before. Like, God damn, this was a waste. I just wasted a whole
You
lot of
know what
time
that
talking to
reminded
you.
me of, Josh? When we were
What?
talking the other day, and y'all was talking about the Adele and some more with their
Oh,
Def Comedy Jam thing,
a tic
and some
tac.
more got on stage and said, "Lower your voice when you're talking to me. Your dick ain't big enough." Girl, I almost fell out. I almost fell out.
Yeah, and it was the fact that he told him that if he had slept with her, he would have killed him. Like he was basically saying, like, if you had slept with her, I would have got to you sooner. Like I would have killed you sooner. He wasn't
I'm
playing around
surprised
about
he didn't go
Shishi.
after him. Like somebody just put in here when he spit on her. I'm
Mm.
surprised that that alone did not send Jazz on a mission. I just love the way Sadiq said London Bridge is falling down.
Lord, they fighting over Sadiq in the comments.
Oh
Listen, let me tell
Lord.
y'all
Hilarious.
something. When y'all go to, I'm gonna tell you this, love. When y'all go to sleep tonight, and y'all go and y'all pray, I just want y'all to pray for the Lord to send me a sin, baby, because that's what I need.
Sin. You need
I
sin, not
feel like
Jazz. A sin. I
Y'all will
want
not.
sin.
I'm telling you,
I
y'all
want
will not be
sin. Let
compatible.
me tell
Y'all
you
will not
something.
be compatible.
Oh yes,
Cause he
we
gonna
will.
look
Because
at
guess
you.
what?
He gonna look at you wrong, and you gonna nigga what?
No, I'm
You
not.
think
Because
you was in
listen,
chains?
listen to me. I know the type of person I am, and I need a nigga to pull the front of my shirt and push me up against the wall and be like, I said not
Uber
right
is
now.
crazy.
If you can handle her, that's a turn on. That's a turn
Thank
on.
you. Thank
I'm
you. Girl, I'll
telling
be
you.
pregnant so fast. I'll have 5 sons.
You
I
can't
can't.
get nothing like that. I'm not saying that shit.
That
Don't
I'm
come
telling
close
you what I need.
to no
I know
baby.
what I need because I know my mouth and I'll get to running. And when he snatch me up and be like, act right, I'm gonna be like, okay, Sandy.
Can we talk about the birthday? Can we talk about the
I'm
birthday
not about to
party?
play with you, Allegra.
The Kiki's birthday party.
Allegra, I'm
Yes.
not sure who this is. They said, prophetess, I'm not
That ain't
comfortable.
nobody but AG. Because
That's
that's
Asking our
AG.
Lord to send you a sensitive murderer who loves him some Jesus.
Listen,
That's
So
AG.
judgmental.
I am very
So
comfortable with that.
judgmental.
Not a
Listen,
sensitive murderer.
Jesus. Listen, my prayers are for gangster with gentleman tendencies. And that's exactly what he is. My sister-in-law
That's
said, "No, you
Izzy.
want a gentleman with gangster tendencies." I say, "No, I
And
said
she
what I
loves
said."
Izzy.
That's
She loves
Oh
Izzy.
yes,
Izzy.
baby.
Oh,
Yeah,
but you
he
and
took my
Kima gonna have
virginity.
to. You and
No,
Kima about to.
me and Keem already discussed that we share him, and you and I
Mm,
share
Yeah,
Rutland.
we should.
So
oh, Rutland, baby.
I told y'all I'm a
Listen,
whore out here in these streets. I get around in these books.
I, I always I always repeat what Queen Jill Scott said. If you could tell me what to do, then you could tell me what to do. And those that get
Amen.
it. And that's it. Because not every man
Amen.
has the range. But if you can know in my mouth, because y'all think I'm crazy on here going back and forth with if you know my mouth in real life, you know, if you can tell me what to do, then listen, yes. What did Whitley say to Dwayne? Yes, daddy. That's what I'm gonna say.
Mm.
Okay?
Yes.
Because it's not too many people who can do that.
Mm.
That's it.
I want.
But I mean,
Oh,
Sadiq's not for me though. I like Izzy.
Love, let me ask you a question. And like Martha brought this up. She said the titles in this series were on point: Grace, Mercy, and Promise. What inspired that? Was it Jazz's journey? Like, did that come to you before? Did you have these titles before you wrote the book? Are you still there,
Love
Love?
got her mic off. She
She
must be
got her
doing
mic
something.
off.
I'm here. I was like running back to my laptop. Yeah. So well, no, I have to get back to that place. I know that by the time we book one was published, I know that I had the titles for. I had all the titles actually. I had all of the titles, and I just felt like it just went with the theme of Jazz's process as he's trying to find love. Um, the mercy he was shown and needed when being a contracted murderer and coming out and getting getting his life together according to the way he wanted it, and then the grace he needed grace to be shown for his mistakes in book 2 because he made them when he met a Shira or whatever, and then I knew Shira was going to give him hell when all was said and done, and he had to remember that promise, like if when you made that pact with God in prison, you have to remember he promised you these things, like he was going to bring these things to pass. But I knew Ashir was going to give him so much hell that it was going to be easy for him to lose sight of that promise, and he did, and he lost sight of the promise. And to me it seems like Ashira got it and he forgot all about it, in book 3. So yeah, and I had to work out the whole Prism thing about, like, what does that mean? Like, Jazz, when you talk about someone who can murder someone for money, like, he crazy? And I'm thinking,
yeah,
like, no,
he is.
he had to, and he has some issues, but he's a solid man. And
Some.
I had to convince that to myself so that I can convince the reader of that. Like, we can trust him. He has some issues, but he can trust him. He's solid. He's a good man. He doesn't lean either way. How we meet him is how, is who he is. He doesn't change up or whatever. So, and I guess I think Mai brought up the ending of the book, and but I don't think she brought up this part when Ashira says, "Did you kill him?"
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, she, what that mean? So, yeah, I had all of them, because I had an idea of thematically how the story, would run for all three installments. So I hope I answered your question.
I have another one. Lisa Marie. Um, was she trying to throw shade? Was she to Josie when she was basically telling her how she's not part of the family because she wasn't invited to the birthday party?
Probably so.
I
Look,
like
She
that.
is
I know my
versatile,
stepdaughter. She
girl,
definitely
please.
was.
I love
And
her.
Probably.
she
Look,
has the
look,
gift of
that
sight.
baby is already anointed with vision. She already be knowing.
You
She
see
has
how
the gift of sight. Yeah.
she told she what to wish for when she was like, I want my mommy and dad, and they were like, no, don't say it loud. Yeah, Lisa Marie had to already put it. Look,
Planted
mom
that
and
seed.
dad. Yeah. So that was
And that poor baby
I
ain't know
liked
what she
her.
was talking about. She didn't know
I
what
don't
she was
know if
talking
you
about.
can. I don't know if you can answer this question, love. Somebody says, "What is the title for the next book?"
Mm. Low love, low fidelity.
What? We got
For
we
real?
got
We get an exclusive?
Low love,
Oh,
low fidelity.
ooh.
All right.
that sounds
As
like a
of,
book
as
right
of
He's
there.
today.
the
Wait,
first
Well,
and nervous
wait,
street
hold
booker.
well,
up,
let me
wait.
let me
That
prepare
sound like
myself
no, that
for
sound
it
like a book
now.
I should start in. I'm just putting it out there.
On a
That
stripper
I'm gonna
pole.
tell you this.
On a stripper pole, Mike, because don't you want to still be a stripper?
Love,
that
you gave us
sound
the
like
title of the book.
I
I'm telling you right now, Maisha's already preparing her argument in her head right now.
I
Strictly off the title.
can see that. Why is that probably true?
yeah.
I have a question for Love. I want to because I don't think we touched on this yet about Miss Shishi, the little one. So I know that people have it's kind of like the person said polarized as far as what Jazz did in regards to Shishi having a tantrum, right? Him kind of telling uh the adult Shishi that he'll just keep her or whatever. Do you think that was a part of the manipulation, according to some, or do you just think that was just first time parents just not knowing how to
Yeah, I
navigate?
don't think I didn't get the impression. I don't think he was trying to be manipulative at all. My personal opinion also is he should have just gave her to her mother, but it broke him like as a dad. Like he spends a lot of time with this girl, and it was difficult for him to leave her in that state. But I don't think that had anything to do with Ashira. I think it had everything to do with him being a soft dad. But my
Right.
opinion overall is you have to train a child. So this is your time is up with me. I have to go to work, and your mom is your time with your mom. She just came off the road. That's just my
And
opinion.
and I have another thing, like, and I know, we used to the she. Like, I think she didn't really rate. I think the only time she got into it with somebody, she got into it with her mom. She got into it with Ava. But in this book, I don't think she went off on the right. Well, I felt she
Come
went
on,
off
go
on the
ahead.
right
No, no,
people,
no. Finish that
but I
statement because that was
no, no, no.
accurate.
No, no, no. I felt she went off on the right people. Like, everybody who got her rap deserved it. That's my. But I felt like more people needed it. Like, I didn't like the advice that Peach was giving her. I didn't like Jazz, like certain like situations he put her in. I didn't like it. I felt like she needed her voice more in this book, with especially with him taking Shishi to, like, I would have met them in Miami. I would have been that baby mama to meet them as soon as they landed. Like, that would have been me. But I felt like she kind of played, if that makes sense, she kind of played the role as outsider when it came to Jazz. Like, she let him and she have their own little world, and it's like she felt she was on the outside looking in, and she literally played that role. Like, she didn't
I think
really
that was a
interfere with
price
it.
but I think that was the price she kind of had to pay when you're not a full-time mom. I feel like when you understand that because of what you want to do, and I love the way at the beginning of the book when she argued, why can't I have it all? Why can't I do this? Like, and I think that's a sacrifice that's being made when you are away from your small child for so long. You have to understand, like, this is a symptom of that. So maybe in some respects, because she was a daddy's little girl, she could understand, like, okay, they do have this and I gotta eat it. Um, I just think it was just high time for them to kind of get it together. Like you guys said, definitely communicate better. You know, you guys are operating off of resentment and just love, a kind of love for this child, but you guys can do better for her if you guys can get your feelings intact or whatever. But yeah, I see what you're saying, Maya. She did seem like the outlier. She probably had to question that, you know. A lot of what her mom said about her was true. I'm selfish. I'm a horrible mom. Do you think you're any better, honey? You know, and that's what Aunt Rose predicted from what, book 2? And she said, you got some selfishness in you too. You just don't know because you ain't a mama yet. She said that. So I think that's just a symptom of that. But I think Ashira loved her daughter. I think you know, I think she was a little rebellious with chasing her career the way, as hard as she did. But I think, and I don't think Jazz faulted her for that. I don't. I think he facilitated it. But I think that they just had those issues with him with the whole, you know, what he ultimately wanted for her was to be a life partner, like a legal life partner, and she wasn't ready for that. And I think it was you, Ma, who said at the beginning of the book when she said she would have a baby at Siobhan's party. If Jazz asked to marry her, Cheryl would have been like, heck no, because she wasn't ready. She was still trying to figure out her feelings about what exactly was it that was missing. I don't think she was at that point where she was ready to become his wife. But I think very much towards the end, after the whole yacht experience, was when she was like, okay, I'm going to have to play. If I want him, I got to play by his rules. And what's so bad about playing by his rules? So I think that was her thought process.
Yeah,
I have a question.
I think that he had traumatized her. Go ahead.
Oh my
Traumatized too.
Who got a question?
Traumatized to the baby.
I'm gonna answer that, Khalees.
I have a question. With a lot of the people that had so many issues with Peach, but Ashira didn't have issues with Peach. So
Yeah,
I'm
I don't think
figure out why y'all hated on Peach
I don't
so
think,
much.
because I think Peach was just being a friend. Peach is that solid chick too. Peach called her out. Like, it wasn't about Cynthia. She just knew that you ain't about that life. This man has a very complicated life. You don't even deal with dudes like this. If they got something over there they're trying, don't interfere with that because you can. Like, just don't do that. And I just think she just knew her friend. I'm sorry, Josh, I cut you off.
No, but you answered it correctly. Like, there was so many comments about Peach being the ops and she wasn't a good friend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how you feel that way when, if that's my friend and I'm coming to her for advice, there was plenty of times when she went to her for advice. Talk to me, tell me. And Ashira even admitted she picked and choose which advice she wanted to use. What she should have taken and gone on the straight with, she didn't. What she wanted to the left with, she didn't. So that baffles me, because Peach ain't nothing but a female Ezra.
I got it.
Right.
I got it. I got it.
And I wanted to mention Peach too, because I heard that comment as well, and I saw her as a real friend when they was in the spa. And she was like, "Girl, you ain't give no shits about XYZ. You wanted the dick." That's what basically she said. Paraphrase. I don't feel like going to the actual highlight, but it was basically that.
She was not
she was like, "You're right."
She was the op.
She was not the op.
Wait, hold on, but wait 1 second, Mom, before you finish. But Peach was just saying what Ashira believed, and what is she supposed to do as a friend, as a real friend, not in public, but in private? I'm going to call you out in your shit, and I'm going to tell you where you went wrong at as well, because I'm your friend and I want better for you, and I can't want better for you if you don't want better for you. You know what I mean? So I don't see anything that Peach did as wrong as a real friend. She never tried to get involved in like Celestine and say, "Oh, you're not good enough for Jazz." She never said that to she. She was just like, "You had your shit too, girl. So stop playing. Because if you wanted him a certain way, you would have had him that way."
And then to say she was the op, she disregarded all the wrong Jazz did. No, she didn't. But Jazz was not her friend. Jazz was, her loyalty was to Ashira. She was not disregarding what he did.
I don't know who her loyalty was. I'm still trying to figure out.
Where did you find that in the book?
Where
did you see that in the book? That she was loyal, that she didn't hold Jazz accountable? Where did you see that?
Okay,
Because
it was
everybody
it
needs
was
to
one
come like
part
Peach.
when they was in the spot. I don't want to scream like Peach. I've had worse. Well, I haven't had it worse. Let me not. Okay, so my thing is, even when they were in a spa, when she was like, "Oh, the way you acted when he told you his name," and I'm like, because like, do you know this girl asked for his name like 100 times? Like it's to me, she did disregard the wrong Jazz did. It was like, "Oh, you overreacted for this. Or you over like it's like God, like are you his advocate?" Because that's what I was. To me, that's what I was saying. It's like this girl is hurting Jazz whether anybody wants to believe it or not, he hurt her. The things he did, and then to rectify in book 3, oh, you taught me not to hide myself, and this is why I tell
That's how
Josie
you
my
said it,
name first.
right?
Yeah, this is why I
Oh
told Josie,
my,
you know,
my.
my first name right away, because you taught me that. I'm like I really wanted to kick him in his face a couple of times because I couldn't. It's like to me, I felt he was playing in her face, and I say that because you don't take me through the ringer and you hide everything about you, but you want to marry me, and then you tell this girl that you just met everything about you from gate. Well, she knows where you stay. She has access. She was popping up at his house before she even had access. She thought he stayed in the project, and he never led her to believe anything else. This girl knew where you stay, was able to pop up at your house anytime she wanted, because she did several times. Then
Because he
she
knew
knew
that she
let
wasn't
me
going
finish.
nowhere.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Then you told her your name off bat. This girl could have researched, which she probably did. That's why she knew what you were sitting on. But it's like you gave her an unfair advantage that she didn't have, and I didn't like that. But it's like nobody held Jazz feet to the fire for what he did to her. Everything was, oh, you shouldn't have reacted like that, or you knew it. Like it's like, well, as a friend, I don't want to. I don't. I'm not saying I want you to side with me, but it's like, damn, just constantly saying I'm the problem. I'm the problem. I'm the problem.
She didn't do
When
that though.
he every time Peach addressed Shishi, it was telling her about herself. Oh, you did this. You don't want that. But it's like
But
you're
my,
not taking into
my.
account what she's been through with him. That's
That's
why
not
I felt she was
my.
off.
They have been
Oh my
friends since they were kids, my. That's not, she didn't just become her friend. That's not new to Ashira. Those things were things that she talked about to her way before. There were things that I can't get with that. Kristen is saying, what did y'all expect Peach to do in regards to Jazz and Cynthia? That was before he met Shishi. Jazz not being upfront about his name isn't a Peach issue. She should have
I
walked.
didn't say no. I didn't. I
I,
said she disregarded. When you say, "Well, when he told you your name," it's like you. Okay, so I asked this man for his name
You got the mute
hundreds of
button, right?
times, and then you get mad at how I reacted once he told me. It's like everything that he put I'm gonna put it like this: the elementary games he played was literally, don't worry about that. He find just as long as he taught you, and that's why I felt all the women in this series basically threw a she face. Oh, it don't matter what he did and what he put you through. He a good father, or he told you anyway, or like that don't matter. What about my feelings? I feel this way towards him for a reason,
so
and
there's
I
no
felt like they
forgiveness at all, right?
disregarded. I didn't say that. I felt they disregarded her feelings towards that whole situation. Like basically, like you shouldn't have did that, or as long as he told you his name, or long as he's a good father. And it's like, what about the in betweens? Like y'all put basically y'all filling the holes with bubble gum, hoping it'll stay closed. That's what I felt they was doing.
She
Maisha,
had to.
I
She
want
had to.
one
Whoever said
time.
that, she definitely did. She might have
I
had a whole
want,
nother book.
yes,
No,
I
I
just
didn't.
want one time for you to understand if you meet a man and this man is refusing to tell you his name, are you gonna continue giving him access to you?
What?
If you meet
Say
a
it.
man,
She heard
My
it, baby.
if
always,
you
when she don't want to
I'm
answer a
sorry.
question,
No,
she
I
always,
was
right,
reading these.
she always be like, she couldn't even
Comments.
say what?
I was reading
if
these comments.
you
Go
meet
ahead.
a
Y'all
man,
funny.
if you meet a man, you
Mm-hmm.
meet Jazz on the street, and Jazz is refusing to tell you, I don't give a fuck how fine he is. He could be training Day Denzel. If this man is refusing to give you the information you feel like you need to be in his presence, are you gonna continue to grant him access to you? You still ain't
So
understand?
y'all didn't want the book to start or end?
Do you see
Hold
how
on,
this?
we wanted to do
Maisha
it.
not gonna answer
I'm
because Maisha
confused.
knows the answer.
No, it's
Mine
not.
always flip
But
it to
y'all
that. We
talking
would have
about
never had
cut
a
that
happily
man
ever
off.
after.
But then when she did, he came back. It's like y'all, I don't get what y'all.
Oh no no
It's
no
like y'all,
no.
But listen,
everything
he
is
could
right.
come
It's
back.
her fault.
He could come
She should
back.
have
I
cut him
don't get
off.
no.
She
I
should have cut
need,
him off.
okay,
Like
for
she
real, for real,
didn't.
for real. I need y'all to stop saying that shit because it's not true. Nobody disregarded nothing that Jazz did wrong. I don't know where that narrative came from, and
Y'all
I'm
did.
no, we did
No.
not.
He was
All we have
absolutely
ever
wrong for a
said was
lot of
hold
stuff,
both of them
especially her.
accountable. You don't want to hold. I'm a fucking click out. I swear to God, and let me come get me. I swear to God,
Calm down, baby. Calm down.
I'm about to click because this shit is like absolutely ridiculous.
I think what y'all saying is
I
disregarding.
ain't never disregarded
All
the
I
garbage
said
that.
was,
No,
I
you
said
always.
Peach. Y'all go back. I said Peach disregard. We were talking about Peach. I ain't say
I
Joss.
know, but no.
I ain't say Allegra.
And
Look at
I
the
said
you
comment,
did.
Peach.
man.
But
Look at the
what I'm
comment.
trying to get you to understand is you keep saying the same thing over and over again that Jazz fucked over Shishi. Yes, he did. I'm gonna say this, okay? Jazz did not tell Shishi any information on him because he did not want her to run. That is why. He didn't give a fuck about Josie. That's why Josie knew everything. You could Google whatever the fuck you want to Google, because if you run, I don't give a damn. He did not
Probably
want
was hoping
Shishi
she
to
did
run.
run.
And I get that, but it's
Right.
the fact that you threw in her face and said, well, I learned from you.
That's not throwing it in her
But
face. That
that's
is
what he
no.
did.
That's not throwing it in her face. That is, I know better, so I'm gonna do better with this next situation. So we all supposed to just stay
She just
fucked up and
said he
not
don't
grow.
want her.
Let's not grow. We not. Nobody is entitled to grow. He wasn't supposed to grow, right?
I didn't
He was supposed to
say he
still be the
wasn't
child.
entitled to
Nope,
grow. I
nope,
said
nope.
the fact that
He was supposed to still be the same ignorant man he was when he got out. He wasn't ignorant when he got out.
Show the hell
He
what.
wasn't. So he was supposed to be the same. He wasn't supposed to grow at all. She wasn't supposed to grow at all. She was supposed to mature, but Jazz wasn't.
matured the
Okay,
most.
you right. I got it.
Can I say this? I think the reason why it feels like we disregard what he did to Shishi is because y'all refuse to acknowledge that Shishi had her own shit. So when you come up with a point and we counter with another point that is both valid, it doesn't mean that either of us is wrong. It just means that, request accountability from both of them. Admit that they both had their wrongs and they both played a part in the foolishness. They were frustrating. They didn't communicate. They weren't acting like an adult, and they were responsible for a child. And it's okay to still feel however you want to feel about Shishi and however you want to feel about Jazz, but still acknowledge that they both had wrongs. Like, you cannot make Shishi innocent.
We gonna go round and round till 10 o'clock fooling with mine. He ain't never, and her fool ain't never gonna accept the fact. She, Jazz is trash. He's gonna be trash for the rest of the life, rest of the existence
and
of the
that's not
book.
fair because you
And
cannot do that.
Life isn't
You
fair.
you cannot make him out to be the devil and then turn around and say, so Shishi was okay for what she did, and then tell us that we can't say what, hold on, and then turn around and say that we can't do the same thing because we're all doing the same thing. All I want y'all to do is say, you know what? They were both wrong. They both played a part in this bullshit and they should have handled it differently. But what y'all are trying to do is villainize one and villainize the other. Stop. Just admit they were both wrong. That's it.
Absolutely not.
Whatever. Maisha, there's no helping you.
So let's switch gears. Let's switch gears. What did y'all think about the cruise, the yacht, right? We call it cruise, but the yacht and her story. I thought, what's the young lady's name, y'all? Help me out. What's the lady's name? The chef.
I call her Mistress C.
Oh, baby.
Is she a mistress?
we about to be business partners and lovers, and you got a whole family at home. You can go
Whole
to
Yeah,
hell.
yeah.
family.
You're talking
Not
about
half a
Belle.
family, a whole
You talking
Bella.
about
I was
Belle?
Yes,
judging the hell out
Belle.
of her.
Yes,
The whole time.
Bella.
I
I
was
thought,
judging.
I thought that, first of all, I thought that was the weirdest shit I ever heard. I mean, okay, you got the yacht, you coming back and cook on it. He was like, oh no, she understands because we're meant to be together a little bit, y'all not. I,
Ayana.
listen. Don't ever come and tell me. And I mean, and the sheriff was sitting there judging. I get it. Because I would have been judging too. And I'm like,
I'm judging.
I'm
you
You
still
was a
judging.
mistress. No matter how good you can tell that story in 4D, you
You
was a
can make it the
mistress.
romance of the century.
You can tell it on a church pew. You still a mistress. Like, no.
Period.
I mean, hey, it is what it is. She is a mistress. I mean, she probably might be the mistress with one of the best mistress stories I ever read. But she's still a mistress.
That part.
Yeah. I mean, I love how you
She
went in.
tried to make it a whole love story, and I was just like, so he cheated on his wife with you.
So basically, you went to America to cook. While you was cooking, he was cooking back home. He was cooking kids with
Cooking
his wife.
babies.
And then you came back later on like
I can do you one
with a
even
dish.
better. Like she came to America to have her cake and eat it too, right?
Yeah.
Or she in the pursuit of having it all, but did she have it all? No, because he gave his babies to another woman. Like that's
Exactly.
yeah.
That part.
See, you just not finna embarrass me.
Let me tell y'all my
that's
philosophy
embarrassing.
on life. I'm not gonna be with no man and dedicate my life to no man that when he died, somebody else is the beneficiary.
that
No,
part.
Speak on it.
That part.
not
Who
Legua,
said it?
baby.
Tori.
If Legua,
Tori said that.
put her time in, I want my pay in the end.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
No, not Tori said it. Tori grandmother said it. She said, "Don't be
Oh
the
yeah, the
second
Social
wife."
Security check. Be the first
Yeah.
wife.
Be the first one.
And I know that for a fact because I used to work in benefits, and I was like, "What you mean they don't get half?" I was like, "Ooh, nope." The first wife
I
still
still
gets
have
everything.
a life insurance
Everything.
policy on my ex-husband and baby. We've been divorced over 10 years. I'm just
Okay.
waiting on a phone call, honey.
So it pays to be that first wife.
Yeah, it's crazy. My friend in the army, and his time is up next year. I think in March. He got like 4 months to go, and his wife filed for divorce. So when he retires in 4 months, she's gonna get half his pension. Yeah,
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 they get half
yeah.
of the pension.
And,
There's nothing you
and
can
he
do about
put
it.
Well,
he put on his Facebook.
If you've been married for longer than 10 years, because see that's
Yeah, they've
key.
been married. They've been married for a long time. I think
Mm-hmm.
since they were like 24, 25. Yeah.
Yeah, if you've
So
been married under 10
she's
years,
gonna
they
get
only get a
half.
portion
But
of it. But if you've been
let me
married
tell
over
you.
10 years, you are automatically designated 50% of
Let
retirement.
me tell you.
I
Let me tell
found
you.
it to be especially. I found it okay. The similarity, it was very beneficial to Ashira to hear that story because
Yes.
the point at the end of the day was Bella had to let her know you can choose you, but in choosing you and you're basically putting everybody on hold. Life don't work like that. And not saying that she can't fulfill her dreams and do the things that she wants to do because that's called compromise, right? We hear wives doing it all. They can make their dreams happen with compromise, and you got the kind of man that's deep in his pockets. Hell, if you can do it, and y'all two are just co-parenting, of course you can absolutely do it if I'm your spouse. I mean, yeah, you have some say, but again, that's where the conversation comes, communication, the whole 9 yards. But you can't expect this man to basically say, I'm not going to fulfill my desires, my dreams to have a wife, to have a family, why you go and choose to do you, and
I'm
I'm
with
just
you.
waiting
Yeah. Yep. Something
Yeah.
you're going to sacrifice something. Something is going to be sacrificed, whether it's your, especially when you have these extreme careers. But if it's your career where that's going to force you to travel, or if it's a relationship you want to be with, you're putting going at it full force. Something is going to be sacrificed. And I think Martha just said in the comments, like, and the Shira realized that no, I'm not going to be Bella. It's her name, Bella. I'm not her. Like, what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to share this space with another woman.
Right.
So, yeah.
Because that's where her life was going. Because if she knew she still felt the way she felt about Jazz, and she didn't want to become what Bella was to that person. She didn't want to be a name on a ship. You know what I mean? So I definitely think,
she didn't want to be a name on the boat.
The name on the side of the boat.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I
you
think
know what?
that story
That boat would have
so,
burned to the ground.
I think that story was so perfectly written to show that dichotomy of their two situations where it could end up. And one of the first things I said, and I wrote in my notes when I was reading the book, I said what she needs to do, because she was feeling this guilt, which is unfair for mom. She was feeling this mommy guilt of trying to have it all. And I said what she needs to do is to maybe adjust what having it all looks like to fit her situation. You know what I mean? And I think that was very important to her. And she finally realized Jazz was included in wanting to have it all. And I'm glad she heard that story, because I wouldn't want her to be no side chick at all. Absolutely not.
Another thing, y'all, I'm reading the comments and I'm just taking note of everybody saying something mean to Shishi, because y'all off my Christmas list. I'm not getting y'all nothing. I just want y'all to know that. That's it. And
So listen, guess what?
So Ma, you gonna make sure the post office lose it?
Yes,
You're gonna make sure the post office lose it? I'm done.
Yeah, y'all not getting mail. Y'all not getting, and we even deliver.
Maisha, you stuck with me forever, so I'm not listening to you.
Hey, listen, if that man died,
I better get a Christmas card.
Hey, you better ask Kima. One day, I was at work, right? So it was a box came loose. I kid y'all not. I go look at the box. The name says Kima. I say, did Kima piss me off? Should I wrap these books back and take it to her, or should I send it back to you? I'm telling y'all, I would see y'all mail, because Kima had just pissed me off, and I showed up to her house with her books. Thank you.
She telling the story so wrong.
Thank you, Demetrius. Thank you. That is shy.
Yes.
You saw how she tried to manipulate me? She was gonna let me lose my books. No, but I appreciate that.
The tape came off. I took her books to her, but now I'm rethinking that, because she should have let it go to Atlanta.
Maisha, guess what?
Yes.
What?
If that man died, Bella ain't gonna even have a boat to work on no more, because that's his white boat.
Whoa, I'm glad you said that. And I'm glad you said that. So here's the lesson. And Sandra wanted to point out one of my comments, and I stand on this because what she said is absolutely true. I am the person that said that the things that took place, Shira allowed. I said that, and I'm going to say this. Bella is on that boat with that woman's husband, because guess what that woman is doing? Allowing that shit to take place. You understand me? That's the key.
Well, not to be compared to Shishi. You saw Shishi.
That's the
key. Shishi was there when your girlfriend was there. Watch your girlfriend leave and lay in your bed. That's my girl.
I'm sorry. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
At the party. And after you left, he beat his cousin me, and then hopped in the bed with me. Okay? Then made it to my face 5 minutes later. Yes. Not the same.
Anyway.
I like Team Shishi. I love. Listen, love. I just want to let you know that Shishi, listen. I've never felt this way about a character. Parker, I love Parker, but I love Shishi. Thank you. Just thank you for this, because I love.
So am I back on the Christmas list now, mine?
No, but but I think I love you for creating her. I look forward to reading about as the books go on, because I know you're gonna bring, like you do the other characters you bring. I I can't wait to see them hop in and out of people's books. I'm just looking forward to that. I love, but try and focus on Shishi a little more. But I'll take it.
But
I'll take it.
do y'all see how the universe don't want to hear mine? Because the only static we have is
Because
from
that's
mine.
static. Yeah.
That's the universe
Yeah.
telling mine you so wrong in all of
Yeah.
your
It's been like that for about an hour too.
Really?
Yeah, we've
But
been
y'all
hearing
saw my husband playing the piano.
no.
Hold on, let me see
Y'all didn't
something.
read my husband playing the piano?
No.
Oh.
Y'all need to go back in the book and read Izzy playing the piano.
Oh.
Well, you said your husband.
Yes.
I'm thinking she's talking about her real husband in the background. Do we hear the
we talking
piano
about-
in the
We thought we
background?
saw Mr. Hakima back there playing in the
We
background.
talk about books. We talk about
Yes,
books. I mean, Izzy. He was playing the piano, serenading my face.
Twiddling them keys,
Okay,
baby.
y'all.
Twiddling
Yana has
them
been
keys.
in my DMs talking about we had over 2 hours.
Oh snap!
Right.
You
right.
see how
She act like we not having a good time.
Right.
We are.
Like,
We
we
have a
need
great
to
time.
go.
I just wanted to know how much longer do we want to go? You know, we're
I
down.
just want to ask Love one last question. Well, comment. I want to say and a question. I loved Chelsea. Chelsea was my favorite character in the whole third book, and I will stand on that and defend her to the depths. Like, if you ever decide to give her a story, let me know because I love her.
I agree. She was the only person on Shishi side. I totally agree. More
Lord.
Chelsea.
I
More
also
Chelsea.
like Jonathan. I was so
That was my
proud of his achievement, his accomplishment.
growth.
I am so glad he was encouraged to go beyond. I was so proud of him. My cousin.
He had to go back to pharmacy school to properly learn how to mix up that weed in them brownies. So Jazz wouldn't get fucked up
He
again.
got it.
Oh God! It's when she has.
Yeah, I like
to go
Chelsea
get stuff
too.
to make it.
She was
Yeah,
like a voice of reason without
Thank
bias.
you. Oh my
And I
God!
Yeah.
loved
Thank you.
her. I
She
loved her
like
that
she
she
was
called
more-
Jazz out.
She
I
was
like how
more
you
of a
said-
sheer
thank you.
speed. She was more of a
Thank you.
speed. Like, you know, in
Yeah.
terms of
Oh,
understanding it from her
yeah.
perspective. Like
That's
that
what I
violence.
wanted Peach
Like,
to
you
be.
need
That's
to
what I wanted
chill.
Peach to be.
Well, I think Peach was who she was supposed to be because she knew her girlfriend. She knew her best friend's shortcomings. So
Right.
Right.
of course she'd go hard around her friend because that's her friend, you know. And like Chelsea went hard on Jazz because that's her cousin / big brother. Like, you know, she cut into him. So
And I totally agree. But if you don't put Peach in any more books, I won't be disappointed. But Chelsea,
actually,
let's do this.
Peach is actually a client. She's an impending client. She's been for
Now what you gonna do, Mom? What you gonna do?
Yes.
Peach about to get her a nigga to rock her world, baby.
Y'all, we getting all kinds of exclusives today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Peach about to get her whole world rocked, baby. She gonna be standing in for Ezra.
So
She gonna be a mentor to little Lisa Mayer. Yes.
Oh wait,
Come through with Peach.
who got bust down to B-Way Burger? Teak. Let's talk about that because that was some petty shit. I loved it.
Yes, it was.
I loved it.
Teak and flipping burgers, working.
I wish I
working
can
hard.
I wish I can find a stock photo of somebody working at a fast food joint, but that would be peaky.
Oh my God.
That was one of my favorite things to read as like one of the updates. I was like, that's what your ass get for messing with Blue. You played yourself.
What did y'all
But that
think
was
about Juggy's experience, his life-changing experience on the property, on the Shearer's family's property, and Aunt Rose and her miraculous way? I thought that was so amazing. That was such a beautiful
I
moment.
said from day one. From day one, I said wasn't shit wrong with Juggy, but a broken heart. From day one. He was mad because Josh cut his ass off and went found her husband.
Yeah, how you
Can
doing
we
like that,
talk
Josh?
about
That
can
man
we talk
got
about
straight-
that? Why you stress that man out like
Josh.
that? Why you stress that man out like he did not? You stressed him out, Josh. You stressed him out.
Love said.
Love
that
said.
Renee was too bougie for Juggy. Now, this Josh Renee has to agree with that. I will say, you know, at first, you know, we talked about this last week when Love and I would chatted up for her thing. How at first I was like, when y'all kept in my inbox, and so you would Juggy and wait till you get to I can't wait till you get to a certain point. And I kept like, what the hell are they talking about? Then when I got to it, I was like, no, the hell she didn't. Then book 2, I was like, okay. Then she dogged me again at the end. Had people hating on Joshua at the end of the book because she made some statement about all the authors that she liked, but Love Belvin was too. What did she say? Wordy for her or something like that. And people who didn't know, I was getting in my feelings, and they had to be like, "That's not you. That's really not you." But then I was like, "Okay, I've accepted this. I'm gonna roll with this." And when she said she was married to somebody else, I was just put the book down and walked away. It was like, "Well, damn."
Because you was ready to accept him, huh?
I was ready to just go on and rock with it. Just ready to rock with it. But
Listen, I love Jug. I especially love the
Juggy
speech
don't
he
wanna be
gave
tied
Jazz
down.
at
I
the
ain't
end
gonna
of the
lie.
day.
I was nervous the whole book with him losing that weight so fast.
I ain't
And
gonna lie.
I ain't gonna lie. I was so nervous for him. I was so scared about how fragile he was. And then when Ashira passed out in his arms at the restaurant, I was like, "Oh, can Juggy hold her?" And he had the gun in his hand, and yeah, I was
being
really
being a
nervous.
thug.
That
He
might
was
have been the
being
first
a
time I would have
thug.
been in Love's inbox. Like, I know you didn't kill this man. I
Yeah.
know you didn't kill him.
I know, because I was thinking like, is he gonna die? Like, oh, is Jackie gonna die? And but I knew he was gonna be sick. I definitely knew he was gonna be sick, and he was still gonna be a burden onto Jocelyn. Or Jocelyn name, not Jocelyn. I'm sorry.
you see that?
Wait,
Y'all
wait, listen. Did you Yeah, I like when he
I like
finally
when,
stood
go ahead,
up
I'm gonna say it for you,
to
Mai. I
when he
liked when
finally
he
stood.
went off on
Jazz.
on Jazz. It's like, don't do
What
my
you doing?
sister
Don't do my.
like that. I was like, he told him, get it together. Like, what's wrong with you? Get your shit together.
He
I
said, you don't even know this game. You ain't even playing it right. You need to
Right.
stop. I was like, oh right.
And then what he was saying was he was better than that situation that he was in. That was
Yeah.
not who he was.
Yeah.
First off, as a man of God, number one, I don't care if y'all don't believe that his transformation is real. He's in the, in a
And I
good.
don't even think with
It's really
Jazz,
slow though.
with Jazz Josie and Ashira, Jazz was not trying to have his cake and eat it too. Jazz just did not trust Ashira. He just needed to
I
put
see
aside
it.
his stubbornness and have faith in her. And she knew what it was. It wasn't about, oh, what do I, this is something real between Josie and me, or I wanna be intimate with both of them. I think he was good not being intimate with Josie. That's not what it was about. But his thing was, Ashira, can I trust you? And he had to jump in that pool of faith or that sea of faith to see, to see if he could. But it
Well,
really wasn't about him trying to be a dog. He just didn't play that right.
he
So
wasn't,
I
but in the
understood.
same breath, he had no business having that girl in his bed, none whatsoever. Especially when you charging that girl with the same. See, when he made that comment about I was about to let you fuck with somebody else. Wait,
Very, very hypocritical.
Girl.
Yeah.
And
I could not
I
believe my
didn't.
brother was acting like that.
Well,
Yeah.
that's
It was
when
the audacity for me.
first lady, instead of you hooking him up with somebody, that's when you
That
should
was
have texted
Lexi. That was
saying,
not me.
No, you've been next
And,
all day. You've been
Yeah.
and
next
I
all
appreciated
day.
Ezra too for telling him in his preacher way, like, get your
Wrong
shit
Carmichael.
together.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was what he was doing with that whole Josie situation was absolute no for me. I'm not going to defend none of it. I don't care about none of it. I don't think he was fair to, even though y'all see her as a gold digger or whatever, she's still a person. And I don't think he was being very fair to her when he knew his feelings were still, up in the air with Ashira. I agree that he didn't trust her to be, what he needed or his promise. But at the same time, that's when you give yourself space to be alone and figure your stuff out and have a conversation. But that's another story. But I will say, I find it strange that, like, if a woman had a baby with a man and was like, they wanted to get married, I don't think people would have responded the way y'all respond when it's Jazz wanted to get married. And I'd love to explore that because why doesn't he want
I
to be a husband?
said that. I said that, baby. I said.
Why doesn't he get to be a husband? Like, he don't want to be a baby daddy. And I get he could have kept his, thing to himself. Okay, but he didn't. They had a kid. So now that's where we are. Let's start from that point. if I'm a woman and I'm with a man for a certain amount of time and we got a kid together and I'm like, let's take the next step, I want to get married, and he don't, and I move on, nobody's gonna look at me different, because y'all get on. Girls will be like, oh, I've been with this man for 5 years and I'm still a fiance. Y'all give Chrissy hell every day for Jim Jones. So why is Jazz a bad person when it's clear, he's always been clear he wants to be a husband? Because she doesn't want to? Let's just examine that. Examine your biases, because that's not fair. He has a right to feel that way as well. Just something to think about. Just saying.
Y'all done chased Maya away.
She trust me.
No,
She hiding in
I'm
the
sorry.
shadows.
I'm
She is
I'm being a
hiding in the
mother.
shadows, baby.
No, I'm
She
being
ain't
a I'm
going
being a
no way.
I got you, Maya.
I'm being a
Handle your
mother.
business.
I'm sorry.
Handle your business. Handle
You
your
being a
business.
mother, or is TJ getting you in control? 'Cause TJ probably got her in check right now.
It's my niece. She she ran off when y'all started talking. Look, she coming back now. Say hi. Come, you can say hi. Come. Look.
Hey,
This is
darling.
what. So yes. Hello. But I was saying that the thing is, okay, and I don't agree with Kima, and this is why.
Oh,
If you
Lord.
get with a man and he says, I'm not looking for marriage, I don't want marriage, and you continuously try and force him to get married, I think you're not listening to him. And I don't think Jazz was listening to Ashira in that moment. If she says she's not ready for marriage, and then later on she says, the examples I had, I didn't want that for us. She was scared of what the future will hold for them if she did marry him. So I don't agree with Kima in that instance, and that is why. If someone says they're not ready for marriage, I think you should respect it, no matter if they're a man or woman. That's just my opinion with that.
So move around. So we shouldn't have had a story then.
Oh,
No, I'm just saying. I feel like she's the way she was saying it. Like, I'm talking about with her comment, where she said that Kima. I mean, with the if it had been a woman who said that, but I think that he wanted marriage, and I get it. Hey, that was the end goal for him. I just don't think she was a bad person for not wanting it, if that makes
Oh,
sense.
no, she's not
Just
a
like
bad
I don't
person
think,
for not wanting
just like
it.
I don't think he was a bad person for saying I don't want to be a baby daddy. You like he did. I think she should have respected him in that instance. He didn't want to be a baby daddy. That's fine. She didn't want to be a wife. That's fine. I think that I like how they worked it out to where both of them got what they need. He wanted a wife. She wanted a child. I think both of them got it.
But they both were wrong, and they both were immature and very irresponsible. Because if you didn't want to be a baby daddy, then nigga, you should have wrapped it up. And if you didn't want a husband, and you definitely didn't want damn kids, they got too many goddamn birth controls. You could have did a plan B after it was
I
all
think.
said and done.
Listen. I
So
think. I
y'all
think
both
Ayana,
were
that in
wrong.
that
Ayana, what's
instance.
today? What's today, Ayana? National,
Shut up, Allegra.
national what?
Pull out day.
You know
National
He should
what?
have
I'm
pull
gonna
out
think
pulled
day.
about
That's
out.
what
this.
they should have did.
Should have pulled out. Damn it.
I, I, you know what? Yeah, I can't deal with y'all. But yeah, I think I don't know. I just think in this book, I really think she showed her growth. I think a lot of people didn't see it or didn't want to see it. I saw so much growth from her, especially in times where I
So does
felt
that
that
mean
she
I'm
should
back
have
on your
snapped.
Christmas list? Does that mean I'm back on your Christmas list?
Let me think about this. I'm gonna write my review, and I'm gonna let you know.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you
Okay.
know because I just think that in this book to me where I felt like she could have let her petty out, she didn't. Just like when her parents, where they could, we called the scene the fake kidnapping scene. I don't think I would have tore up that house. I would have called like I would have been really, really. You want me to be the devil, I would have been the devil. And that same thing with Jazz when he took Shishi. I would have definitely been in Miami by the time they landed. That's just me. But I felt like her growth, like she wasn't on that. A lot of and I, just like with Ava, that was her boiling point, and I saw that, and then for him to say, oh yeah, I did have her around to piss you off. I knew that was pissing you off, so let me keep her around. Like I just, I
and
felt
she
like
said I had Sergio around to piss you off.
Sergio wasn't
Y'all
around.
picking
That's the thing.
choose.
Sergio wasn't around Jazz nor Shishi. And that's the thing. She didn't keep him around family business. Jazz never saw
We are
it.
at 2 hours and 24 minutes.
We have 6
Ding,
minutes.
ding,
Oh,
ding,
so you cut
ding.
me off when I'm making a. You know what? Fine.
You done made
Girl,
the
we
same
were-
point a
we-
million times.
We've been
No.
waiting for a whole year now for you to be right, and it hasn't happened.
Allegra, I guess this is for you. Pull out or swallowed.
Let me Google
Devin
when is
is
National
crazy.
Swallow Day.
Devin,
Googled
that
that. That
is
was
my,
National
my
Swallow
Devin.
Day.
Can you
Devin
believe
was
it?
a letter.
Love, you wouldn't believe
That was
Devin
a
is
letter.
bad. But Devin is not an angel. She is
That's
bad.
a terror,
That was a
and she
letter.
keeps me in stitches. You hear me? She can't even. I don't think she can say hello without making me laugh. Like it's just always comedy with her.
And guess what? Her little boy is taller than her now.
What?
But we know that's not
That's
hard to
no
beat from what I
difficult
hear,
feat.
huh?
All right, right. That's no difficult feat, but still, ouch.
Okay, Joss.
Yes.
National Swallow Awareness Day is March 16th.
No, that's for Devin.
So
That was
we can pass
Ayana
that
told
on.
me to put up
We
that
can pass
comment.
that.
That's for Devin
but
and
wait, there's
Ayana.
another one.
Where did these dates come from? Like, is
I
there a
just
list?
Googled it.
Oh,
I just Googled it. That's Swallow Awareness Day, but National Swallow Come Day is November 1st, according to
What
Urban
is
Dictionary.
happening?
Scorpio
What is
season,
happening
baby.
Wait,
right
it had to be
now?
a Scorpio. That had to be a Scorpio.
season,
Okay,
baby.
okay.
I'm sorry, but can y'all pin this comment from Rhonda? Because that shit has me hollering. She didn't have to do Shishi like that.
Which one?
She didn't have to do Shishi like that. She said Shishi wasn't around either, therefore searching or wasn't around. That shit was not right. She was being a mom,
But
a working mom.
she was. That was the club. She didn't keep the. That's the thing. She could separate life and her work and personal life. That's
No, I'm
what
just
you do.
laughing because she was being shady because Shishi
Yeah,
wasn't.
that's her middle name. I took Rhonda off my Christmas list last month. Thank you.
Who left on? It's just probably you, Sandra, and Alicia on the list, which is
That's
like
it.
not
That's
right.
her only friends. Cause she ain't messing with the rest of us.
No, I think Keisha joined our side, and it's somebody else. Keisha joined our side officially last week. Yeah, I welcome
It
her to
shouldn't
the
be a
family.
side. Listen, at the end of the
Well,
day,
you're
I'm
gonna
team
save you
them.
some money this Christmas, that's for sure.
So,
Because
Ma, let me ask
Exactly.
you a question. Ma, you coming to Atlanta next year?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
You better be.
You gonna let
Okay.
me in the door?
I don't know.
Okay.
you better
I'm
not wear
coming.
shy on your shirt.
Look,
Yeah,
You better come with
we
humble
taking folks
pie.
off the Christmas list. I don't know. Your name-
My shirt is gonna top the one from last year. Y'all just
She
get
better
might
be
be
ready.
a
humble and
list.
I
quiet.
Look,
already have the design, and I
you
want it
can have
in like
security
that
at the
bright.
list.
I want it in like that bright traffic stopping yellow. You know, with the people with a construction sites when they
Safety
direct
yellow.
the traffic, so you see them. That I want my shirt in that color so y'all can see me. I want y'all
See
to
you
see
coming.
me.
Safety yellow.
Y'all want y'all to see me when I get off the plane and y'all in the building. I want it to be that bright. I'm coming.
I'm gonna see how you redeem yourself for the next 6 months, and right now your name is on the list for security. So
She
we'll
on the
see.
standby. You put her on the standby list for right now. Just standby.
Well, you know,
Baby, you can protest. That don't mean
I'm gonna be outside. I'm gonna be walking in the
you're
circle
gonna
by
be run.
myself with my picket
Look,
sign.
my, it's a lot of windows. You can just walk past the windows and just
Y'all gonna be able to see me from Mars. And I'm gonna try and buy the shoes that go with it too. That I want to stop traffic. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get a
not
car.
playing with you, man.
What you call it? You know you can get your car wrapped. I'm gonna get somebody car wrapped. She Crusader.
all right. We are at 2 minutes and 28 seconds. Yeah, 2 minutes and 29, 2 hours and 29 minutes. I know we could go on and on and on, but it is definitely
Can I do the closing?
30.
Jesus.
Hell.
Just give me 15 seconds. Give me 15 seconds.
Yeah, but you won't go ahead.
We thank you all for joining us. It has been such a pleasantry. Thank you, Love, for coming and entertaining us with some of your alternative facts, but we'll accept it because you wrote
Oh,
it. Thank you, Josh, for having me. Thank you, Kima, for being here. Even though I'm Allegra, you off the Christmas list officially. But
love you,
everybody, thank
baby.
you, Team
Wait,
Shishi, and we
you
out.
didn't acknowledge me, Heifer.
That's yeah, that's the point.
Oh Lord. Now I can't let you do my good sister like that, baby. I can't let you do my good sister like that,
Don't
baby.
do y'all like that. Don't do her like that.
Thank you,
Kima, do you have
Ayana,
any?
for Tanya.
Yes,
Kima, do
I
you
just
have
want
any
to
last
say,
words?
yes, I just want to say I want everybody to read the book again so that y'all can, maybe with all the perspective, look at it in a different light. And at the end of the day, we all should be team them, so maybe it didn't happen the way y'all wanted it to, but they wasn't going to be right for nobody else but each other. And I just appreciate your writing as always, love. You're one of my faves, and I will read anything you have. But
Thank
this
you so much, Kima.
series took me through it, but I enjoyed every minute of it. So thank you.
Thank you.
Allegra, do you have any last words?
I just want to say thank you guys. This has been thoroughly entertaining for the past year. I'm not arguing with anybody else. I want to thank Love for writing this masterpiece. Uh, my sister Ayana, my sister Jai, my Isha, I still love you. I don't need a Christmas present. I still love you. I go to work. I go to work every day. Like I told Elena.
Good, cause you wasn't
Ain't,
getting one.
listen, like I told Elena a long time ago. Ain't no Santa Claus. You think I get up and go to work every day so you could think this fat white man bought you something? Hell no. Allegra did this. Okay. Kima, it's always love between me and you, boo.
Always.
I'm done.
Okay,
Thank you,
first,
Legla. Thank you.
Ayana. I'm not even going to acknowledge the Ayana. Any last words?
Yes. Firstly, I want to thank you for hosting, right? Because you are hosting. You're like leading this discussion. Even though it's at home in Bourbon Street Bookers, I want to thank y'all for following us and celebrating these 2 years with us. Y'all been rocking real hard with us. Um, I want to thank Mai for bringing her energy, for being here today. I want to thank Kima for always being able to handle Mai with so much tender love and care. And of course, I want to thank my sister Allegra for rocking with me from way whoa and always having my back. I want to thank my sister Tara for holding down security in the audience, and she was on it. And love, just thank you, love, for creating my babe. But thank you for always coming back over here to
Yeah.
FBSB.
Thank you. I knew that was gonna happen. Love, thank you for Ezra, basically.
Hey, thank you,
Love,
shit.
do you have anything you want to add before we?
I do. I just want to say thank you to all of these ladies on the panel. Bourbon Street Bookers has just kept this series alive in between installments. I can't say thank you enough. Even behind the scenes, helping out with our public discussion, just always creating content to keep the conversation going. And that is better than any marketing I can pay for. I truly do appreciate it, Josh. I always appreciate you for holding me down, having my back. All of those who got upset over Shishi or Jazz or Celestine or Noel, I just thank you so much for participating in my craziness. You guys know I love you. If I didn't mean it, I wouldn't say it. And Miss Martha, I can't do that T-shirt. At least I don't believe I can do that T-shirt with the office names because I don't know. You know what I mean? Like who would profit off of that? And I can't profit off of that. I actually added a few. Kima, your name was on there. It took me 2 days to do it. I put B up there. And when I went back to it yesterday, I said, "What is a B? Like, you really stop mid names?" So I took the B off. And then yesterday, I'm like, "That was for Kima." So I had to add it back on. I added a few more back on there. But anyway, I don't think I don't mind them being T-shirts. I just can't profit off the T-shirts. So
Thank you so much. And
yeah,
yeah,
no,
that
you
was
legit
dope.
was on there. Like, because I said to myself, why would you stop? Like, why, you got to stop with this ADD. Like, you have to just finish. But then I said, that was Kima.
No, it's okay, but I appreciate it. I love the
It's
shirt.
back up there
Well,
now. It's back up there. It's back up there now, and I'm gonna repost it. So, but thank you so much to everyone. I truly do appreciate it. I gotta eat. My sugar is low.
One more thing before we go. Y'all wish love a happy early birthday. We are days
Oh,
early.
thank you.
But wish her a
Thank
happy
you.
early birthday from this audience that we have in here
Thank
right now.
you.
No
I
wonder you a
appreciate that.
Sagittarius.
yes, you didn't know?
Thank you.
You
She's
can't
a
tell.
she's a Sagittarius. That's what we
Oh
call
A
Lord.
terrorist. Oh my
Happy
God, I'm
a
done.
birthday.
Sagittarius.
Thank you. Thank you. A literary Sagittarius. I'm done. I'm gonna put that on a t-shirt, Ma.
Yes, put that on a t-shirt. You should wear that to Indie Love.
Yes.
But
Yes.
no, love definitely gives Sagittarius vibes, but I knew
Yes.
that.
Happy birthday, love. I
Thank
can't
you.
believe you're a Sagittarius.
Wait, Kima, what does
I
that
can see it.
mean? What does
I
that
like
mean, Kima?
Sagittarius.
No, I don't think you're
No, I
being.
mean
I
like
don't think you're being.
Sagittarius
Oh,
women, y'all like the men, not so much. Even though I love Jay, but you have that kind of boss chick energy. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of Sagittarius women, and they all move like a similar way, like
oh
unbothered,
wow.
bossed up, and handling their business. So yeah, you definitely get
Oh
that.
wow. Well,
Mm.
thank you for that.
You're welcome.
You're wonderful. You're
Thank you.
wonderful. The creativity in your mind. You're just wonderful. Just wonderful.
You're wonderful too. Yeah, yeah. Your stamina. I just love it. I can't say thanks enough. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. That sandbox is calling my name.
I'm done. I'm done.
Lord have
Lord.
mercy.
And on that note,
My sister said it's National Pull Out Day. He ain't pulling out.
Listen, he ain't gotta pull out, but guess what? Legret don't babysit here.
We don't do no babies. We don't do no babies. Baby season is over until the grandbabies come.
Never sound just like me.
I'm about sick of y'all. I done got text messages,
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, ladies.
inboxes. No,
I'm
this
out.
whole Josh your face, that ain't in the comments. I just, love gets on me all the time that about my
I'm gonna
Facebook.
wait until after the chat because I saw it several times.
I want to thank everybody, Maisha, Kima, Allegra, Ayana, for I swear to God, I will never talk to none of y'all ever again. Um, make my face a meme. Please don't. I am very private. Thank you
I
very
just
much.
hollered.
I am so private. Do not do that. But I want to thank you all so much. This last Lego said this has been a year of fussing, cussing, frustration, all because Love Belvin's pen game is so freaking amazing.
Yes,
Um,
Unmatched. Unmatched.
unmatched. And if
absolutely.
I always say if I get extra passionate about certain authors and Love is one of them, it's because that's my friend. And even though it's fiction, when y'all be dissing characters, I take it personally. And she'll tell you, I screenshot shit and be like, look at this, and just fussing. But it's all in love. Trust and believe it is all in love. So I thank you. BSB, thank you for letting Indie Love come across the street and play with y'all for a little while. Allegra, I hope we didn't leave any stains. We used our coasters today.
Everybody had their coasters. Everybody had their coasters.
Please clean up behind yourselves when you leave.
I'm not.
I am going to download this and get it to BSB. It'll go on their site, on their YouTube first. Oh, is that Khalees? Who is that? I still have 2 tickets for Indie Love.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's
Khalees.
Khalees.
That's Khalees. So Khalees was blessing people. So she had 2 tickets. So you need to inbox her. I don't know how she want to do it. The first 2 people who inbox her, you might be blessed with tickets. There are probably about 30 tickets left in the queue. And when that's gone, that is gone. Again,
And we're gonna
thank y'all
say
so much.
amen to a sellout, baby, because that's what it's gonna
Amen.
be.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, I'm gonna let BSB post it first, and then I will put it on Indie Loves YouTube, and we could all keep it rocking because y'all did the damn thing today.
It was fun. I had a great time.
Thank
Yes.
you again, Love, for taking some time out of your afternoon to come and hang with us. I know it's longer than what you had anticipated. I think it's longer than what any of us anticipated. But
No, this is fine. This is fine. I'll do this all day. BSB, I can't say no. You see, I invited myself. I can't deny them. So no, this is perfectly fine. I'm good.
I need so
All
much.
right.
All right.
Thank you guys for attending.
Everybody.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Together.